Godzilla! What up, everyone? DJ Anubis.
And DJ Neko.
Here with you on the Meltdown Radio podcast with my special guest, Sci-Fi Century, our fearless leader and founder of the Sci-Fi Society. And then we have Anthony Jordan from Anthony Jordan Movies and Gamings. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here and joining us today. Got a little bit of an interesting topic to discuss about a week or so ago, and I think Sci-Fi knows the girl, Alyssa. She posted a video saying she was leaving the Godzilla fandom, and you know, we've always kind of known that fandoms in general have a lot of bad faith actors. Toxicity. And but Godzilla, you know, I really don't see it much, but there's certain reasons why I don't really see it, which I'll get into at some point. But Sci-Fi, kind of tell us a little about the girl, like how you knew her and like what you know of her. Like, I don't know too much about her, really, to be honest.
Yeah, like I haven't talked to her for a long time, and we just kind of like stopped talking, man. Like, you know, she has her thing going, I got my thing going, and you know, like life comes in and, you know, changes things up, changes people, you know, stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, she was a very, obviously she's a hardcore Godzilla fan, and I've known about and heard about already before that the stuff she goes through as far as being preyed on and freaking pedophiles and all kinds of trash and just that kind of low ass people, like, you know, human beings that just do stupid shit like that. And you know, that it's not uncommon, man. It's in every single fan base. It's in every single, you know, fandom. And yeah, she's a cool person, man. She's a really, you know, down to earth, nice person, stuff like that. And, you know, really a hardcore fan, but she's also very young, man. So that plays into a lot of what she goes through. But like I said, I don't want
women tend to take a lot lot abuse than the guys
in any fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think some of it is too. Like I've noticed in gaming, like, you know, guys can pretty much trash each other and troll each other as much as they, and we can kind of take it a little bit easier. But women, just for whatever reason, in those spaces have a harder time with it. But plus, like in her case, when you're getting people who are kind of like being predatory on you, that changes the dynamics a bit more too. So
because nobody really deserves any of that, regardless of if you think that they're terrible people. Like I don't know this girl either. I'm not saying the negative of, okay, yeah,
I mean, I do have her video, but I have another video from a guy named Alzilla09. I want to do a little bit of a reaction to it with you guys and kind of look over it. And he's probably going to cover some of the stuff because he mentions her at one point. We're going to talk a little bit about Anthony Jordan's unique situation as well. Even Jedi Granville, you know, he had not so much of the same vibe, but there were still some issues there that was just kind of separate from these. But it does show you that there's some really bizarre behavior that goes on in these fandoms. And
I guess like the underworld. I don't know. It's
the underworld.
The underworld.
We're in the underworld.
It's like Godzilla is so benign and innocent. Like it's toys.
Yeah,
it's the more mainstream a fandom gets, the more common it is.
Yeah.
It just surprises me so much when you hear that people are being bullied or harassed over Godzilla, and it's insane. And I really hope she's okay. I don't really know her or anything, but I really
seemed like a nice girl.
Like I'll say, I haven't talked to her in a long time, man. We don't talk anymore. So I mean, I'm you guys always know me. I'm always straightforward about things. And there's a lot of people that I used to have, you know, that I even followed as inspirations for even doing a channel, but I don't really talk to a lot of them anymore. But I don't, like I said, I understand from I can't even say woman's perspective. I'm pretty sure Neko would jump in on that.
I wanted to join this because I wanted to find out, like, just from what she's saying, like, what is going on with her, because it just sounds so it sounds bad, like for someone to take something that you love and turn it into something so negative and toxic.
Well, let's check out a little bit of his video. If he doesn't really dive into it, I do have hers, and we can kind of just listen from the horse's mouth, but he might be covering it, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But yeah. Alzilla.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I've uploaded on this channel. I know I haven't been active a lot lately on this platform since I have a life outside of YouTube, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm here to talk about the recent things that have happened in the Godzilla fandom. For those who don't know, Kaiju Kim did a video last week about why the Godzilla fandom sucks, due to Alyssa Charpenter, aka Alyssa Goji Geek 101, who did a video.
Yeah, that's the girl there, right? Alyssa Charpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's funny though. Just I'm gonna throw this out there. Is like, again, and maybe one of the reasons why I don't see it as much as other people is that I'm as big as Godzilla fan as about anybody. Like I grew up with it. You know, you guys know through shows with me that I've, you know, talked about at length with you guys about Godzilla. But like, I don't immerse myself into the fandom so hard to the point that I'm there 24/7. So I don't know how she kind of like navigated that with the groups and stuff. Like,
and
even
it also
with
becomes like a part of your life. Like when you get into something that deep, it becomes your entire lifestyle. Like she sounds like she's someone who goes to G-Fest every year. Like for us, it was like, oh, it was exciting to go last year, but we didn't really do it this year. But you see, like Jedi, he's a G-Fest, you know, veteran. He goes
connoisseur
all the time. He knows everybody. Like we were walking around and it's like, oh, hey, everybody knew him. And I think she's probably one of those too, where she has been going for years and she has been very active with all the Godzilla, like, you know, groups and stuff. And
it probably helps I have so many different interests, like, you know, horror films, music, tarantulas, just so many different things. You know, like, so I don't like, I'm part of a lot of Godzilla groups, but I don't like sit there and just read through them like all day long. So I don't see a lot of this shit. So even with Anthony's issue that we'll get into, you know, it's kind of surprising just how much of a douche nugget this guy is that have been fucking trolling around. So, but I think with any kind of fandom, doesn't matter if it's Star Wars or Marvel or whatever, you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. You have to kind of step away occasionally from it, because if it consumes you,
she is very young, and this kind of like, I am probably old enough to be her mother. Like I know what it's like when you're young and somebody is picking on you, versus now if somebody says something mean to me, I just like either brush it off or tell them to go fuck themselves. Like it's different when you're, you know.
Well, that's how
20.
Sci-Fi and I handle ourselves. Anybody doesn't like what we have to say, fuck off. We don't give a
like,
fuck.
but it's very different when you're like 21 and somebody is coming at you, but then when you're 43.
Yeah. So baby got back. Homeboy was rapping hard.
Oh God, that's
boy.
right. He was
Holy
rapping.
Shit.
We miss you, Walter.
All right, let's go.
Video talking about why she left the Godzilla community. Their videos have taken off and everyone has or is becoming aware of the situation, but I'm also worried that it will paint a bad picture on the community because of the things that they have discussed in their videos. I am glad that this is being addressed and that most people should be aware of what's going on, yet at the same time hoping it doesn't get the wrong impressions regarding the Godzilla fandom as a whole. I have seen Alyssa's video and I was shocked and upset about the things she had gone through in the Godzilla fandom. Even Kaiju Kim's video was very informative about what went on in the fandom. And
I think if I'm only going to say one thing about the Godzilla fandom, at least, is that I don't think it's a majority of people, and I don't have any data to back that up. But the reality is, like, I really don't see that much. Most of the people that I've ever bumped into G Fest or online are very good people, both men and women, etc. So, like, whenever someone makes a video that says, you know, why the Godzilla fandom sucks, I think that's too generalized of a title to make. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but it is their own experience. So when you're saying it sucks for them. Like for us, we think the Godzilla fandom is awesome. But I still think you need friends.
Right, but I think you need to kind of approach it a little more objectively, even if you're dealing with bullshit. Like, you know that that's not a majority of the Godzilla fandom.
But we haven't seen her video yet. Like, she could be saying, like, the majority of people I deal with in the Godzilla fandom are treating me like shit.
It could be, or it could be just one dude harassing and following her around. I don't know.
There's
because like I'll add to that, man. Like what Aneko was saying. Like it's hard for, say, like me and even Anthony and Anubis, for anybody to, you know, we're older, right? We're older people who are veteran fans, like veteran fans of the genre and stuff like that. I can honestly say I didn't jump into the Godzilla, you know, community thing as far as till like 2018, 2019. So I didn't even know there was a community.
Exactly.
So yeah, and I didn't, and I learned, and I learned as I went. But the more I went and learned about how people are, that's the more I started like, oh no, I gotta cut this motherfucker out. I gotta unfriend this dude. I get rid of this dude. I get rid of this dude. And it's just like anywhere, like even like a huge college or like a high school, like I can sense people that if I can't gel with somebody, or if I don't like someone, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna cut them off, or I'm gonna get rid of them. But of course I'll be cordial. But it's like Neko said, like, when it comes to a girl, especially her age, like, and I think Severio said also that, yeah, she's only been to G Fest once that I know of, and like, yeah, like I said, but me and her,
it must have been a really bad experience for what she went last year with us.
Year before,
no, she went the year.
Yeah, I don't know if the stuff that she's talking about happened there. It might be online or whatever. I don't know.
No, she went in 2022, so she went like post pandemic, but. It's like I said, just to make my point across. It's like Neko said, like, we don't know. Like, everybody has a different experience. Everybody has their own walk of life. Everybody is, you know, has their own personality and how to carry themselves. And like me and Anubis, I mean, come on, who's gonna come up to me and Anubis in person and actually tell us, you fucking suck, bro. You fucking don't like Godzilla. You're not real. You're a fake fan. Nobody's gonna tell us that shit. But it's like with girls, it's different. Like with girls can get fucking savagely, brutally torn open apart on comments and on their channel. You know, that's what I wanted to point out. It's
true. Women get more criticism for just little things than guys will. And
you don't know Godzilla.
Yeah. Who are you?
Stupid shit.
Phony Godzilla fan. You're ugly. Like that's what happens especially to younger women. Dude. They'll just like attack.
I just have to point out I love Severio's avatar, walrus with Godzilla.
And there is truth. There is truth to that saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch.
I ruined it for her. You're right, Anthony.
Especially if you're young and you're kind of just, I don't know how long she's been in the Godzilla, but if that's like some of your first experiences, you're kind of like, what the fuck did I get into?
Yep.
And then you don't want to like it anymore. I mean, I have always been a huge nerd, like my entire life. I used to go to Star Trek conventions when I was a kid. And I know even those kind of sci-fi conventions, like when I was going younger, I mean, a kid, maybe 12.
Your mom was going to Star Trek.
Yeah, my mom was taking me and stuff, and she really enjoyed it too. But we were like not in the like inner circle where we were just enjoying ourselves, you know? And that's kind of what I feel like any place that you go, there is always that hardcore side where it's what they live, eat, breathe, and then it turns, you know, something that you enjoy into something either you're super obsessed with, or like with this chick, she's just having a bad experience and now she can't even enjoy Godzilla anymore.
Yeah, I think she did say at some point that she's just going to kind of do her fandom her own way, which, you know, might be just followed herself, but I don't know what that really means, but it's okay one way or the other. All right, let's see what else this guy's got to say.
That's what I want to talk about today, since so many users have made videos about why they have left the fandom and how it has become so toxic to the point that they had to leave, which spread like wildfire to so many who have been affected by this series of events. And I myself want to share my thoughts on this because I too have been on the same boat as many others. Not only Kaiju Kim and Alyssa did a video about this topic, but also other users like Donnie Winter and Matt Frank as well talked about this. By the way, please subscribe to those people because they are really nice and cool people. I'll leave a link down below so you could check out their videos. I didn't want to make a video about this, but I had all I could stands and I can't stands no more. Now, I have my share of problems with the fandom. I too have seen the toxicity in this fandom grow out of hand, and
that's no good.
I've seen so many people fighting, arguing, even going as far as bullying, harassing, even sending out death threats to anyone just because they disagree with them or like something that they don't like.
And that is, again, that is crazy. That's what I'm saying. The fact that we are talking about people getting bullied or treated like shit because of toys. These are toys. These are fun things that everyone should enjoy. Like, these are fun movies.
Well, it's like anything else. You get Star Wars, Star Trek. People are, there's purists, elitists, and then like, dude, some people are like, I was chatting with some dude, and you know, he was trying to debate with me about whether or not the MonsterVerse is even considered real Godzilla, since Toho doesn't add in America's version of Godzilla into their roster. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, dude.
It's
like,
licensed.
Yeah, like in order for like Toho is like 100% behind the MonsterVerse, and so he's like, well,
yeah.
And he goes, well, Toho took Zilla, which was initially Godzilla 98, and like added it to their roster, so that's at least considered a Toho product. I'm like, well, you understand that they did that because they're poking fun at 98. They took that, put it in Final Wars, and even Kitamura's character makes a joke about you tuna eating bitch. Like, he makes fun of the fucking critic for getting his ass kicked by Godzilla. So,
and in GMK.
Yeah.
I love how people are fighting over like this movie. This is the real movie. Oh no.
Like, I mean, like, I'll just say, man, like some of these people, bro, and I hate to say it, man, but I'm just gonna fucking say it because I'm tired of holding my fucking tongue anymore. And I'll say this: look, there's a lot of fucking idiotic, stupid, ignorant people that think that fucking Planet X is real.
Yeah,
and I'm fucking like, come on, dude. Like, this is, you got to separate reality from fiction and characters and stories, genres, movies. I mean, come on, man. Like, trust me, we all love Godzilla, right? But we got to understand, bro. We know that we have to live. We can't, Godzilla's not everything in our life. Godzilla does not control our bills, does not control our rent, does not fucking do this, do that. So that's why I'm just saying it right now, man. If it rubs people the wrong fucking way who are watching it, I don't give a fuck. So it's just like, I mean, I'm just like, man, because I'm really tired of like holding my tongue about certain things. Not holding my tongue, but just trying to be calm and chill. You know, I found my inner peace, right? But then there's shit like this that makes me want to just be like, look, man, stop living on Planet X, bro. You know, that shit's not that. This is reality. You know, Godzilla is, yeah, a way of escapism, but we all have to come back to reality and face reality. Yes, other people have life harder than others, and I know that for sure. You know, just like people who struggle with cancer, struggle with not having limbs, not having eyes, being blind, being deaf. We all know that, but you got to understand that, you know, you got to move out of that and understand that you got to face and deal with what life brings at you, you know, and not just always, you know, escape to Planet X or escape to freaking Monster Island. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me saying it, man. But I'm sorry, bro.
Well,
Like I said,
I agree with you because like I think sometimes these people are like super lonely or super introverted or super like they don't have a lot going for them in the real world, quote unquote, right? So they kind of grab onto something and they enjoy it. So they get really deep into it. So, and like you're saying, some people start believing in Planet X and they start really thinking, okay, this could be real. I mean, look at Scientology, an entire religion based off of science fiction books that has turned into like this whole thing. Yeah. I think sometimes people, when they feel like they're missing something and they find something that they enjoy, and then they find like the fans or whatever, it's starting to make them feel good about things. It can turn in you know, at a snap of an instant, like you're in it and you're happy and you're, you know, you find something that makes you feel good because you're kind of maybe lonely or looking for something, and then boom, someone turns into being a real dick about it, and you're so deep into it that you just have to push away from everything because now like your entire identity, which was, you know, with this fandom, has kind of, you know, now granted, I am not giving any kind of credence or saying that it's okay that she was bullied or anything like that. I just think maybe she just felt like at home in the fandom, and that might be what it is like she felt comfortable there, and then it just got bad.
Yeah.
There's a moral here about making whatever you're a fan of such a big part of your identity.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, you know, as a metal fan, like we have the same kind of shit sometimes, and like
there's a lot of metal gatekeeping.
Oh,
it's like, oh, you like this album? That's not real metal. And I'm like, okay, I just like it. My bad. Sorry.
Well, that's a good example. They're like, I'm not a metal fan. You two are not going to attack me over that.
Right.
Because we like all kinds of music.
But it was an individuals at G-Fest, and you are a wonderful build. Yeah.
Aww.
And that's the thing, like, you don't need to go stop going to G-Fest. Like, that was one of the best experiences I ever had.
We made it, like, I went full out for G-Fest. Like, we did drive. We should have flown, but instead of flying, I bumped us up to a suite. And I was like, okay, we're not going to fly, baby, but we have to drive. But I got us a suite for the week. And he's like, yeah, sweet. So it was like a big deal. I made it like, you know, we bumped it up. We made it like a big deal. We spent way too much money. We don't care. We've never been to G-Fest. And he got lots of, you know, toys and stuff. And
well, now they all want us to go to 2026. So
2026, that sounds good.
Yeah.
2020. Are we doing 2026? Is that the next time we're all going to get together?
I think Walter is too.
Yeah, but before I was gonna say, before Anubis get back to the video, man, I want to say this. Look, I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm one of those people that speaks my mind, and I'm not trying to put down anybody who goes through like hardcore bullying and went through cyberbullying and, you know, this new modern day age of the internet and the digital age, like
everybody
Anubis
lives in the digital age. Like
yeah,
everybody's so connected.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just saying, stand up for what you believe in, and don't fucking leave a goddamn fandom, and stop loving what you love, and stop and always second guessing yourself about what you love and what you really enjoy just because certain people want to fucking ruin it for you. Don't do that shit. That's what I say. Well, that's me, because I had to fight for every single, like, fucking everything I had in my life growing up. People told me, Godzilla always stupid and Godzilla's this, when I was being bullied in school all the time, and I had to fight every single fucking day. And I'm like, look, man, it doesn't matter. You can fucking fight with me all you want. You can do this and that. I'm still gonna love Godzilla. I'm still gonna like what I love. I'm still gonna get through this shit. But it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It gets to points where it gets hard, like especially cyberbullying, because
I kind of get your point about not trying to like victimize these people, but the reality also is there's personal accountability, and I'm very big on personal accountability, not just for the people that act like jackasses, but for people who are dealing with shit. So, you know, learn to use block features, leave groups if you have to. I know you kind of say to yourself, well, why should I leave if they're being assholes? Well, the reality is peace of mind, mentality, mental health. Don't deal with shit that you feel like is bogging you down.
That's nicer.
Take
I get
fandoms with a grain of salt, man. Like, sci-fi said, if you're so invested in something to the point that you've lost a sense of reality, that's a problem. We all take this as a hobby that we love. We love Godzilla. We love the movies. We love the figurines. We love talking about it. But there does come a stopping point where we're like, as much as I would love to be Godzilla, I'm not Godzilla. Okay, as much as I pretend I am. In the bedroom, I might pretend to be Godzilla.
Godzilla in the bedroom.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh my God, Neko, oh my God, you did not just say that. You did not just go there. Oh my God. Oh wow. Did you hear what she said, Anthony? Did you hear what she said?
No.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, dude. Oh my God. Say it again, Neko.
yeah, we missed
He's
it.
Godzilla in the bedroom.
Oh wow, man! Like that's definitely going on my best of 2024.
You know what? I am not ashamed to say we have been married now almost 19 years. We've been together for 22 years, and we've been living together for 21 years. Like, why would we not continue if we're not happy, right? Like, I'm not ashamed. We're happy.
No, but I mean, like, we don't really take the abuse as some people do. Like, I'm not pushing Alyssa's feelings aside or anything, but I do think personally she did the right thing sort of by just walking away. But I wish at least I've never talked to her, so I don't know, but I wish she would like at least consider sticking with people that she knows she can trust within the fandom. Like, don't abandon it, but stepping aside, stepping away from it makes sense. Like, if it's becoming like that kind of problem where people are like trying to be predators on you and shit like that, you've got to step away. Like, that's one way of handling it. Now the other part is, if there's like guys out there that are pedophiles, you need to be reporting their asses on a heartbeat. Like, get them the fuck off the internet.
And that's the hardest thing too. Again, when you are younger, you do not have that, like, you feel like it's more like your fault. And I know age shouldn't be the thing, but like, it's harder to have that reasoning when you're 20, 21, 18. When I'm 43, as soon as I feel threatened, I'm like, I'll call the cops on you. I'll beat you. I'm sorry. I'm older. I've been through things.
Yeah, sci-fi that would just show up at your door.
Right.
Some of the stuff mentioned, like the pedophiles. I'm not saying we're trying to be that rain on everyone's fun guy, but there's an argument to be made here for should minors even be allowed on these platforms?
Yeah, sometimes I agree.
No, that's something that comes up a lot. Yeah, the thing is though, it's funny because we were kind of Neko and I were kind of talking about this the other day. So I don't know if you guys were aware, the porn sites for a short period of time were actually wanting pictures of your identification to prove your age in order to view their sites, even for free sites. Now, I think X-Hamster was one of them, but the reality is, after about a few months, they stopped doing that because the people that were not signing in anymore weren't viewing anymore because they don't want to give away that anonymity about it. So that's sort of the problem, is that you can go to Facebook, any social media platform, and say, oh, okay, are you 18 years of age or older? And they'll just say, yeah, sure, I'm 10, but fuck it.
I can just click it.
Like, you can't really control that.
I have this in my hand. I'm sorry, I'm actually like in the chat right now, so don't think I'm ignoring you guys.
Yep.
Everybody has everything in their hand now.
Savrio gets it.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, go ahead, continue with the video. Go ahead.
Okay, we can talk whenever you want.
Can fandom be toxic? It's about love.
I can honestly say that I am very disappointed and very upset about how the fandom has stooped so low. As a matter of fact, when I watch Alyssa's video about why she left the fandom because of the horrible things that happened to her being a part of the fandom, how she was teased, harshly targeted because of her own personal opinions, and even people trying to molest her in the most inappropriate ways. Not only that, but being judged because of her gender. I couldn't believe what I heard when she talked about her experiences in the fandom/community. How could people be so vile, disgusting, and sick in the heads to drive away one of the most kind-hearted, caring, and respectful individuals in the Godzilla group? I'm just as mortified as everyone else, and I know the feeling of being harassed and bullied by people because of your likings. Growing up as a Godzilla fan was not easy. I was bullied, picked on, made fun of because of my likings during my middle school years.
Yeah, I believe that, Laurel. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Cosplayers are really get it bad.
Yeah, look at the hedgehog. Aw.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a little hedgehog.
Okay.
I agree too. I have friends. This is what I mean. I've been like a total nerd forever, but I just, because I have so many things going on. I used to work at dinner theaters around here and do dinner theater shows, and one group, they were really into, it's called Dragon Con. I don't know what the Dragon Con is, but like they work all year on their costumes and they are elaborate, and this girl is a great seamstress and stuff, and I can imagine, like, but again, we're adults, so we kind of take things a little bit more with a grain of salt than maybe if you're 15 going to Dragon Con and you work all year and somebody's like, your costume is so stupid or so nerdy or whatever. And I see some of this all the time. Like, I hate hearing that this dude dealt with being bullied over Godzilla, because
see, I was never bullied.
I wasn't either.
As a youngster, is like, that's kind of a weird thing for me.
You were a cool guy.
Hear.
I was.
Nah, I wasn't cool at all. Like, I got bullied for other reasons, but like, you know,
being too handsome.
No,
that's the thing, man. Like
I like wasn't one of them. Like, that was never anything that anyone ever complained about. And most people I knew, even if they were not metalheads or whatever, generally like Godzilla. It's like not something. I mean, you can still disagree about which movies are better than others, but
Godzilla to me has always been like a friend. I know this sounds so stupid, but like I am an insomniac, and because I am so old, we didn't have like streaming services back then. The only thing on at 1 o'clock in the morning is Kung Fu movies and Godzilla, and I just would watch them and try to fall asleep, and then pray that I would get at least a little bit of sleep so I could get up and go to high school.
And if you were really lucky, there would be a good horror movie on.
Yeah. Or you get like a good infomercial, like, oh yeah, the veggie blender. I'm like, yeah, I need one of those for no reason.
I used to like to catch the knife ones.
Like I didn't get watched. Like just like Anubis, I was picked on from elementary to even middle school. So that's why the fighter mentality in me is so strong, because I didn't take shit from no one. But I hardly ever got picked on for liking Godzilla. It was always about other things. Like, and I was in that point. I was at that point where I didn't want to go to school just so I don't get in trouble. My parents don't have to go back to the freaking principal's office because they've already been there like 4 times, 5 times out of the freaking month. So I'm thinking to myself, what the hell can I do to fucking get these fuckers off me? Because when I beat the shit out of one bully and this bully and that bully, then I didn't have one bully. I had bullies. I had multiple bullies. So like I guess just made me into a mentally strong person as far as not taking shit, and then not wanting to feel like, a victim or feel victimized or something like that. But like, it's just like you said, going back to cosplay, like, that's different. It's a different era. Like, we grew up in an era where we didn't have a lot of digital. We didn't have mostly of anything digital, just besides freaking VHS. But I just think that in my mind, it's such a different era, and I don't like. It's hard for us to. In other words, it's like it's really hard for us to try to act like we try to say that, oh man, we agree with you, and oh we feel with you when we grew up in a different era. But I guess you would really have to know. I guess you really have to know that in order to grow up in the digital age to actually really feel like we understand about it. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing for me is growing up, being physically bullied and chased and harassed is far different than being on the internet. And so that's why I kind of hold people that are victims.
We've been bullied on the internet as adults, and these are kids being
But
bullied.
you can control that.
But they're kids. That's the other thing
but
too.
you can still control
You
that.
can control that, but they're not. I don't think they're like,
your life will not cease to exist if you are not on the internet.
No, I agree.
It's
but
so
what I'm
much
saying, what I'm saying is these kids growing up now, that's all they have, and that's all
Well,
they
you're
know.
19. You're a little bit more than a kid. Let's not dance
But you're
around.
still kind of
No. You have it all under your control. You can leave at any point.
Here's the real
I'm not trying to make excuses for people that act like assholes or sexual harassment and stuff like that. That's not what I'm doing, but it is so much different, dude. A girl having to deal with someone physically attempting to harm them versus calling her names or whatever on the web. Like, her walking away from the web is a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
She did what's best for her mental health. But like sci-fi, we grew up dealing with people that would physically try to harm us, groups of people. It's so much different.
At least
and that's the only point I'm making is that, in the digital age, it sucks that you get people that act like douchebags, but the reality is there are ways we can control that. Now, if you're a young kid, that's where parenting comes in. What you have to be active in your kid's life to know what the fuck they're doing.
And they don't anymore.
Well, but but it's got to change.
Well, this comment from Lataro is really interesting. He said he was bullied by Dragon Ball guys because shooting dire out of my mouth is wrong. Apparently, you were only supposed to do it out of your hands. Like, I think that's hysterical that the Dragon Ball guys are bullying over Dragon Ball. Like, that's another thing I love too.
That one I walked away. That's one fan base I walked away from because, like, they will judge you if you don't pronounce the attacks the Japanese way. It's like, I grew up with the dubs. I grew up with these things being named this way in English. And if you have that big of a problem with it, come to my house. I'll point you to Interstate 40, and you can feel free to play freeze tag.
Well, it's funny because I love Dragon Ball. I've always loved Dragon Ball, and when I find somebody, it's really.
I've heard anime is nuts. Their fandom I've heard is fucking nuts.
Well, it's funny because I found a coworker of mine who loves Dragon Ball so much he's got Dragon Balls on his tattoos, and I was like, oh, do you like Dragon Ball Z? He's like, yeah. You've heard of that? And again, he's like 12,
you're a girl. You heard of that?
12 years younger than me too. And I was like, I love Dragon Ball Z. And he's like, what? And then it was just, we were in Taiwan at the time, and we kept seeing Dragon Ball stuff all over the place. And I'm like,
I like Powerpuff Girls.
I do too. I love Powerpuff Girls.
Bubbles.
See, like, no, go, keep going, man. Go ahead and I'll see you right now.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Experience so much that I had no choice but to hide my likings and gatekeeping it. However, the teasing never stopped, even if I tried. I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to this. However, it wasn't all bad because I discovered online groups and forums there was a community that liked what I liked. I made great friends online.
I know we keep pausing. That's something that you said too, because again, we didn't have online groups and forums when we were kids. We got online groups and forums when we were like adults. And one thing I noticed, like, especially with the metal community, is finding other people who were into, I don't want to call it underground metal, but not mainstream metal, because everything that you would hear on the radio is just radio airplay metal. But I mean, I met him in 2002. So this is like early days of forums. It's before social media, and he would get on these forums.
Oh, you learned the hard way with dial up and fucking AOL, dude. You age, sex, location. Oh, that age sucked. Like, you learned really bad. Like,
and girls got catfished.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I am fortunate enough to have been on the line long enough to know the tips and tricks of people that try to go out there and scam.
But like this guy is saying, it's like, I found a community.
Damn right, Jedi. Yeah.
All right, keep playing.
Dexter's Laboratory wasn't bad at all. I like that show too. Is Dexter's Laboratory the one with the monkey with the brain?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I think so.
It was a little boy.
Attended my first G-Fest back
Oh,
in
no, that was the
2012, I
villain
believe,
from
but
Fansites.
also I
Mojo
found a
Jojo.
place
Yeah, Mojo
where I
Jojo.
can feel like I've belonged and escaped from the real world. Granted, I did have my fair share of encountering toxic individuals in the group, but I didn't let it get in the way of my enjoyment in being surrounded by kind-hearted individuals who love the same things I
That's a good
love.
point, buddy. Yeah.
I would say
Don't let it get in the way of the good
2019's
people.
G-Fest was great because everyone...
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, because Sentry said that he used to talk with Alyssa. And, like, I just think that she either ran into the wrong group and it kind of, like, pushed her out of it. But, like, I guess we're all fortunate, you know, with Jedi and Severo and Rob and everybody that we've met over the line to be a good core group of Godzilla fans. You know, you still got your people on the outside that we don't really know that do the trolling and stuff, but overall, most of the people I've met online through this stuff is fine. Like,
Yeah, especially I'll give you a perfect example. Oxygen Destroyer, that was the music that was playing during the intro. They are a metal band, but they also love Godzilla. And when we saw them, they have like a backdrop and they play Godzilla movies while they're playing. And it's really awesome. And it was like the perfect like little club that was available to do it. Anyway.
well, Jordan's there this year.
Yeah, I was
too.
going to say Jordan.
He just went back to G-Fest.
He is the singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was there last year. And I'm like messaging him on Instagram last year. I'm like, we're going to be there. I can't wait to see you. And so.
Well, apparently, like, I saw a picture. Kevin ran into Daniel Miller. I didn't even know. I didn't remember the name. So, like, I saw him the other day on Sci-Fi's channel. And it's like, he was there last year. So I didn't even know.
But it's cool, like, how it all kind of, like, combines. Like, I hate that people have had bad Godzilla experiences.
That's the thing that sucks. Because, like,
Godzilla
you look at, like, this chick, and she seems very passionate about Godzilla. And it's like, man, people are that fucking low that they're going to push her out of the space. Like, it's just retarded.
But one thing I'll say, man, you got to watch out for the two-faced people, dog. And I ran into a lot of, like, especially like when I started joining the community or whatever. I you know, honestly, I don't really consider myself a part of the Godzilla community. I met you guys through it, and just because, to me, I say we met it because we're fellow Godzilla fans. And yeah, like, I did videos and I did a channel and all this stuff, but I never got into forums. I don't get into much groups. I don't like I said, I don't like to like argue with other people over comments like we're freaking back in elementary school, just going back and forth. I'm
it's
just
too
like,
taxing, man. I can't do it.
I don't. Yeah, like,
that's not true at all. I'll argue like for a point, like a certain point, but once I realize this person is just not like, when somebody has to try too hard to try to change your mind instead of just accepting that you're going to disagree about something, I'm out. I'm like, all right, you talk to yourself. I'm going to go do something else, go play with myself or whatever. I'm going to do something more interesting than this.
You can't fix stupid, but you can block it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
I think that's like life.
Yeah, like this like I met you guys in you know, through like Fat Samurai and Rob and, you know, all of that. But I kept in contact with those people. I half the people, like at least fucking 71% of the people on my listing on my Godzilla, I guess, you know, group page, I don't even talk to 70% of them. I just talked with you guys and the ones that actually react to either what I post or, you know, what you guys actually enjoy, what I either post or what I make videos on, whatever. But I don't really like get into about the other people about, oh yeah, like this. Yeah, hey, to each your own, man. You love it, good. We're all different. Like I said, I'm the type of guy, like, I need that interaction with somebody that like these people, yeah, like these people who do interaction through forums. I'm the type of person that like interaction like this way or in person. Hey, talk about Godzilla. Right. We can talk about plenty of Godzilla in person. We don't have to do it through forums. You don't have to do it through comments, because some people just don't get the hint when you're gonna like not like something. They're not gonna accept it. Just like Anubis said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like even in groups like Nation with Rob's, I go reading in there sometimes, and like people are barking and arguing all the time. I'm like, dude, why? Who
There's
has
a
the energy to
lot of
do that
time.
shit? That's like
Lot
too
of
much
energy.
shit. And then I have to worry about, as Walter would say, people giving away information I don't want to read yet. So it's like I don't spend like a shit ton of time in there, but if I'm advertising, kaiju related stuff that we're doing or whatever, I put it in there. But I can't sit there all day and argue with people about dumb shit. Like, I'm just not going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Keep going. I'm like,
You
keep going.
good.
To video, man.
That's the whole point.
Had a good time, myself included. Got to meet some of my favorite Godzilla / kaiju content creators and just enjoy my time with a group of friends. I thought that nothing could go wrong, right? That is what I thought until 2020 hit, and boy did this decade reveal a bunch of surprises that I wasn't ready for. I found out that some people that I knew and were friends with turned out to be awful people who did such heinous things. I had gotten into fights with other toxic people who were just acting disrespectful, not just towards me, but my other friends. I myself not.
And this is one thing, like, I have nothing to back it up, but I started wondering, despite the shit that Alyssa went through, I wondered, did she do something on her end in this manner that might have pissed people off? Like, I don't know her, but sometimes people will go, and sci-fi will back me up on this. They'll go and they'll poke the bear. They'll fight with people, and then when they come back at them, they play victim. No, I'm just saying, did she do something or say something to somebody to get them pissed off to the point that they went back at her, and then she tried to play victim? I'm just saying, it's not the case. I don't know, but
well, we're gonna see. She's got a video, and we're gonna watch her video too.
Well, do you guys want to go into hers more than this? Because this guy really hasn't showed any of her feed. So
yeah, it'd be faster to go in through what she says.
Go into
Okay.
hers. Like, I'm not. His is okay, and we agree with a lot of the things that he's saying. But like, let's see. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Especially the last one. The last thing he just said. People you think you're friends with, and then either you meet them or you realize how they really are. I went through that shit. And they didn't confront me. They didn't tell me nothing because everybody knows better not to tell me anything. It's just the thing is they don't fucking. They just thing is I read it too, and Walter can attest to this. Walter's known about people that I thought I was cool with, and then I ended up telling them how they really are. Look, they're gonna end up this way or they're gonna end up that way, and I wasn't that on point, but I was really at least 69% on point with a lot of people who think when some people get a little bit of clout, they think their shit don't stink, and they think they're better than people. And that's why
what I liked about G-Fest last year is that, because I know that sci-fi is exactly like this. So when we met him, I was like immediately hugging him, and he's like, you remember what was it from Step Brothers when the brothers are trying to hug and they're like doing this weird thing? So like he's not sure, he's not used to that. So like
he's like, I'm hugging you anyway.
So I like, yeah, we're friends, dude. You're good. You're in good hands with me.
I gave you a hug anyway.
I know, but it was like that.
I was all like, hold on.
We'll hug everybody.
I could have done it. I could have done it like back when I was in the, my hood days. Always, what's up, dog? What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Right.
Hey, don't get too close. Don't get too close, bro. Don't get too close, man. Because we don't want nobody to, we don't want nobody to think we're fucking. We're fucking. You know what I'm saying?
We're really friends. We're cool.
Yeah.
Event Horizon, yeah, that's bad. See, that was, if we ever meet Anthony, it'd be the same way. Like he'll just have to suffer through it. All right, let's check out a little bit.
I don't got no problem with hugging back.
Walter doesn't. He was an immediate thing. He's like, we hug, brother. We hug.
And it was funny too.
Walter don't give you a choice. Walter don't give you a choice.
Yeah, he says, hey,
like I hugged you all.
He'll hug you like all day long. He's like, come here.
And it was funny too because like we were driving and we kept getting like messages like, how far away are you? Where are you? When are you gonna be here? And we're like, we're trying.
Meanwhile, the first time when I saw, because when we walked into the hotel, Walter's back to us, but I saw Kevin, and I immediately said, I just went like this. He did it back to me. That's how he greeted it right way. All right, let's check this shit out.
All right, so do you have any context about
where I went and why?
About what?
About her, like
this?
Mm-hmm.
I previewed a little bit of it like when she first released it, but I have not watched it all the way through. It's like 30 minutes. I don't know how much of I'm gonna go through, but she kind of explains like how she likes the fandom, and then like of course the shit that happened and why she left. So that's
she
all
started out just like uploading like music and stuff Godzilla related on Facebook. Then she did a face reveal and started doing more long form content.
Like other things that she had, like other things. And then one thing I will, like I said, I give her credit for, and this is me with everyone. One thing I will give her credit for, and not only because it's fucked up, because she was preyed on and she was chased by all these freaking pedophile motherfuckers. She even fessed up to certain things that she said she had done wrong with the fandom and saying that that's why she put shame into it, that's why she put in the thing. She said shame, guilt, and all that shit. Because a lot of that she said was on her. So and she said, "Oh, I might have played into it and I might have done this." Well, there you go. You're taking responsibility for doing that, but it still doesn't make it right to be treated and literally chased off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying.
I thought about trying to interview her, but then I just rethought. I don't know if she really wants to talk.
No, don't. If she don't know you, she won't.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah. At this point, with all of the news spreading across the fan base, you're probably getting a pretty good idea of why I decided to discontinue my Godzilla channel and my official presence in the Godzilla fan base to include being on other people's Godzilla-centric YouTube channels, uploading onto my original channel, and even attending G-Fest. Well, I have a lot of wonderful people who have spoken for me so far, and I really appreciate that. But I think it's my turn to give my own side from my mouth to really explain why I left that behind and why I am just me now instead of
I like her blanket.
Personality or name or what have you, and just me. First, I want to say that I'm shocked, in a good way and a bad way, by how much Kaiju Kim's YouTube video addressing why the Godzilla fandom sucks has just taken off so much. Like, on the one hand, I'm really glad that this is getting some awareness, because some of the things I dealt with years ago and have dealt with in smaller trickles more recently.
Take my pencil.
Apparently, I'm not the only person like dealing with some of these issues. Specifically, I mentioned several grievances in that video of hers that I'm going to go over now in more detail and more depth, and kind of give you a timeline of why I left. But I'm just shocked that video, took off positively because it's getting awareness and other people can get help. But in a negative way, like, there are a lot of people dealing with some of the things I mention in the post that Kaiju Kim uses for her video. I think it's helpful to start with a timeline of events of what led up to me deciding I don't want to do this anymore, I just want to be myself and not attached to a fandom or an online community, and why I just don't want to interact with a lot of people anymore. So let's start from the beginning. Rightfully so, a lot of people were honing in on how I mention in the post that Kaiju Kim shows. I got some nasty messages as a minor that really set the tone early on for me, just what I was getting into with the fandom.
So she was a minor.
This was over 5 years ago, and I know it doesn't matter how much time has passed, it's always going to be wrong. But I do want to say that kind of specific behavior really stopped disgustingly when I turned 18, so let's make that clear. That's not really.
Yeah, that's a great point by Jedi there, because, and I think Sci-Fi kind of alluded to it as well, is like, you do need to take time to get away from it, but at the same time, if she's kind of given up on it, like, that's a problem too, because you've already made, like, they've won, they've gotten what they wanted out of it.
And she's also she's in the, like, super fandom at this point. She's not just in the fandom to, like, enjoy herself. She kind of, because she was saying like she was part of forums, she was part of other things, she's like really sucked into like, I say super fandom, I don't know if that's the right word, but like we enjoy Godzilla, but we also enjoy other things, and I feel like it kind of maybe totally encapsulated her life, and I don't like that as a minor she was preyed on. That's not acceptable at all.
Nope.
But again, like Jedi said, as she's gotten older and she's been around for a while, she should try to look at the positive. But if most of her experiences have been so negative, it might have tainted something that she loved.
Yeah,
she's
that's
cracking,
true.
like she's cracking, like she cracked, and I'm not saying in a bad way, you know. Like I said, but honestly, like I said, I'm gonna be straightforward and always be real about it, man. Like, she's a cool person. Don't get me wrong, but one thing I've done when I was younger, when I gave people satisfaction, when I cracked about something, I always regretted it as I got older. I said, "Oh, fuck that shit. I'll never do that again." So that's why, to me, I never. But like I said, it's different. She's a woman. She's a young woman. I'm a man. So there's a big difference. But like, that's where mentally strong. That's where mental strength comes in, and that's when you really gotta dig deep, man. Dig deep in your soul, and really like tell yourself, do I really want to just, especially in her channel, do I really want to just throw all that hard work she put into it away? She want to just flush it down the toilet. That's one thing in my mind I would not want her to do. You know, because even like I said, even we don't talk anymore. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying she might change her mind. Like right now, it's kind of hurtful and very raw, but she might change her mind.
Yeah. Sometimes you leave social media. You left Facebook for a little while too at one point.
Yeah, well, no, but I
just
go ahead. I'm sorry.
share pictures of the cats. Like I get what
she got banned from Twitter for a wedding
for no reason. I did. My old Twitter,
which is like a side thing, but it was just funny.
But it was like I don't participate a lot in social media. The only thing I do is share pictures of my cats.
It's a good point, though. Yeah, I think she is an author and a writer, so that's kind of cool.
And I hope she is like figuring things out. Like, I just hate that she has such a bad experience.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we have like this core group of people within our circle, and if she had been hanging with us, I don't think she would have been feeling nearly as lonely or out of place as she is. Like, I don't know who she was talking to on the norm and where all this negative shit came from, but it must have been pretty bad.
Well, the last comment, I don't know who it was. I'm sorry, who was that last comment?
Is it this one here?
Yeah. She's also a writer. She's also written a few books, also. So she's also military, bro. She's in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
takes up time too.
Yeah, and then it's also what she follows. You know, being military. You know, you're gonna be busy all the time. So it's that plays into a lot. You know, and it is like, you know, it's like it does. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anything, too much of anything will tire you out and burn you out. I don't care who you are. Like, too much of anything will burn you out. But
so Sav, was she one of the vendors at that particular year?
She had a panel.
Yeah, she had a panel of books. Yeah, she had a panel of books at the last G-Fest. I think it was 2022. I think.
That's cool.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Any better, but I do want to say that most of that kind of like sexual weird behavior slowed itself down almost to nothing once I became an adult. Again, not a good thing when you put it like that, but at the same time, at least I wasn't dealing with more of that behavior. But that really set the tone for me. It's like, wow, you know, I'm a female here. I recognize I'm in a predominantly male community. Cool, whatever. I've always been a tomboy, so it never bothered me to like interact with men or have male friends, because to me it's just natural. And I, had friendships with people that turned into sexual solicitations. I had people who I didn't know at all just sending me pictures of things I didn't want to see. I had people I knew for years who, like, on a dime, like, they just started, like, talking to me in a certain way or saying things to me. And at the time, I brushed it off because I was like, oh, well, I'm a kid and, like, I'm growing up and, I know it's weird, but it's kind of funny. Like, to me at the time, I know this sounds really bad, but to me it was, like, kind of funny and, like, it's not a big deal, I'll play along, whatever. I shouldn't have done that. It was wrong of me to do that, but more so wrong of the adults to exploit me. And obviously, much of the blame is going to rest with people like that who use children for excitement, if you get what I mean. But anyway, this is the first step in the timeline. I'm entering into the Godzilla community. I'm starting up my YouTube channel. I did my face reveal. And even though I'd had a couple interactions prior to the face reveal, it was after I revealed my face on my YouTube channel that, well, a spotlight was trained on me. Like, oh, she really...
It is interesting. I've seen, like, the VTubers and stuff. A lot of them will not ever show their real faces because they know that will open up the door to harassment. And even for the female ones, they'll just use, like, little avatars. Because even though they still have simps that still take all those animated, like, avatars and VTubers, but a lot of them will not ever reveal themselves for this kind of reason.
Yep.
I'll say I remember around the time she did that, she did a live stream, and, like, a lot of the guys in there, and I'm assuming most of them were around their age, at least I hope not. There were, like, a lot of inappropriate comments in the live stream chat.
During her live streams?
Yeah. Like, guys like, oh, he's disappearing because he's going to go into the bathroom with her profile picture. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, one, this is making me uncomfortable because I'm a grown man. I don't need to see people saying this about someone that's still a minor, even if they're still her ages too. You just don't call me old-fashioned, but you just don't talk to women in a certain way.
Yeah.
Especially young under 18 women.
And that's the other thing too, because even though my channel isn't that busy, I can self-moderate it. But when you have big channel, like, I don't know what her usual chats look like, but you need to get, like, moderators to handle some of that. Because the really funny thing is, on my channel, Sci-Fi is listed as a moderator, but he's never had to do any work on there, so it's just kind of funny. But
because everybody knows better not to fuck with you, bro.
They live out of fear. Don't ever fuck with the noobs. Yeah.
Sci-Fi's the bouncer. You know better.
Right?
She's a woman, like, or a girl. I wasn't even a woman yet, but she really is a female. And, people thought I looked a certain way, like, they thought I was cute or whatever. And that, like, kind of...
Is she stuck?
No, just... It's Alyssa Charpenter, I believe is her name. Exiled. Catch up.
Furthered the obsession or the attraction and the other things that would come. Now, as a kid, I want you to understand. I was growing up, my brain hadn't even developed yet. My brain still hasn't developed. I'm still a young adult, so I'm not even, like, set in stone in here yet. It's kind of scary. I don't know what I'm going to turn into in 3 years, but, go with it, right? I was 16 when I did the face reveal, and about ages 16 and 17, I was receiving the bulk of the comments and predatory things that I got. Totally unacceptable. And I want you to understand that when you're seen as a piece of meat, as a young girl who knows that those kind of interactions might just get worse and worse the more you grow up, the more that you're seen as a sexual object, that is psychologically damaging. That made me feel a certain way from the get-go. Like, oh, I'm popular because I'm a female and people think I'm attractive. On the one hand, this gave me greater privileges, I think, in the fan base. Like, I was able to grow more my channel, I was able to become more...
Well, yeah, if you're female, it doesn't matter what platform, and if you're attractive, you'll gain a lot of fans one way or the other, some bad, some good. But I have to kind of wonder too, though. Where are the people that she was all friends with to defend her and keep some of the wolves off her? Like, I don't understand. Like, she had to have some people that were
Maybe
there.
She was just kind of by herself, and then she kind of blew up.
Well, no, I mean, if you blow up, you're going to have a bunch of people that are your biggest supporters, and then those that are you're going to try to troll you, harass you. But where are these other people that are like, hey, dude, back the fuck off? And where are these people? They have to exist.
That's a good question. That's a good question. And I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying that's her fault for what happened. I'm just saying, like I can't
She
imagine
had to have supporters, right?
if somebody tried to fuck with Neko the same way, they'd be having some problems because a lot of us would be jumping on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
do you really think anybody would fuck with me?
Personally, no, but you know how we are.
Someone stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you know what? I never thought about that. I never thought about, she had her. That's true. If she had real friends, where were they? Where were they to defend her, or where were they to really, not only like back her up on when certain dumb fucks used to freaking send her, send her those freaking sexual freaking comments, or used to eat at her or eat her up on certain topics. Like, that's true. I never thought about that. Like, where was those people to really?
I mean, unless a lot of this stuff
Sorry,
was
baby.
privately done and she just wasn't saying anything, that could go back to the guilt that she might have been feeling about not telling anybody.
And that's what she said. She said that.
As far as what she said about being exposed to stuff when she was too young,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to get personal with this one, but my mom was R-worded, and that's why I never had a father. One of her sisters who liked to instigate with me when I was a kid dropped this news on me when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old, somewhere around that. And I asked my mom, not understanding what it was. So my mom wasn't going to lie to me, and she had to explain it in as kid-friendly a way as possible. And that did give me anger issues I still have to this day.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm the poster boy for anger fucking issues, dude. Like, I used to dude. But I had a great upbringing. My parents, my mom, dad, everything. But my dad said, look, you gotta be fucking tough, man. You gotta fucking be tough. You can't just roll in the dirt for any motherfucker, dude. Either you eat or you get eaten. Like that.
But it is tougher for women, though, generally with that. I mean,
no, yeah. But I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is she? She was from what I remember. From what I remember, she was an introvert too. So that doesn't. That kind of makes it harder. For introvert. I mean, I don't know for sure. Like, I mean, she might have said it one time. I don't know for sure.
He did the video about what Godzilla means to her and how it was Godzilla that helped her come out of being an introvert.
Oh,
okay. Well, that I don't remember.
That's really sweet.
No, that's good. Yeah.
More popular. But I think that also really damaged me to think that I'm not popular because of anything good I have to say. People don't come to me for opinions or thoughts.
I would.
They come to watch my videos because they think I'm cute, or they think that I'm just this female object of sorts. And I don't think that many of the people who watched me perhaps intentionally thought these things or consciously knew that that was why they watched me, but I knew. And I felt like I was.
She's saying everybody watched her because she was an object.
I've always been a tomboy, getting in the dirt, playing with frogs, whatever.
Well, that's sort of the generalization part that I have a problem with. But again, as Sci-Fi pointed, if that's her experience with everything, then that's how she's going to kind of see the world.
True.
But I do think that's an unfair generalization because what's happening is, and Jedi.
I don't think all thousands and thousands, because she gets thousands of views on her videos. I don't think every 1,000 person is there to objectify her. I think they might just really like her.
Right, and that's why, like
creator.
what Jedi said, like it's not everybody, and that's the thing that I have a problem with some of these videos that these guys are doing out there, because the way they're titled, like Kaiju Kim and all of them, is that they're trying to make it look like the entire fan base is like this, and that's
but
not
that's
the
also
case.
clickbait.
It is clickbait.
So,
but it pisses me off when they do that.
Make sure when you upload this, you put lots of clickbaity words in it. It's like, is the Godzilla fandom so toxic that women are leaving? That's what you put. That's the title.
I don't want to put what's not true.
Neko would never leave. Neko would never leave, even if you did grow up in this. I gotta say, Neko, like I'll say this because not only because we're good friends and because you guys are like truly my friends, like even extended family. Like I know for a fact, and I'm not comparing. I'm just saying I know for a fact if you would have grown up in her era, you wouldn't you would make it. You would make it to the point where you're like, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead and say whatever the fuck you want to say. Even if you would be like, motherfucker, like you're making me freaking more views by the fact
you're helping me with my popularity because you're giving me more venom, and I'll just make another video and get 10,000 views. So fuck you.
That's how you piss off the worst, is just keep making bad videos about them, and then they're just like exposing them. Like, that's really like because I know Anthony has his own personal stalker these days that's kind of been doing the same shit, but that guy
can't wait to get to that.
We haven't gotten to the Anthony. Okay, let's wrap up with her. We gotta watch a little bit more of her.
People think I'm pretty and they want to do things with me, like it was such a 180 in my life. I was like, suddenly I cared about my appearance. Suddenly I was worried what people thought of me. Suddenly I had this weird, just damaged view of myself.
And that can happen when you're putting yourself out there a lot.
That's partially why my channel is growing and flourishing. Is because people see me that way. And they think I'm like some hot commodity. And as someone who just wanted more for herself and didn't yet fully realize it at the time, that just set the tone. The stuff that happened to me as a minor and the fact that my channel grew and people would always tell me, you're so beautiful, you're so hot, you're so whatever. It just like, to my little tomboy brain, my underdeveloped child brain, I'm like, what is this? Is this my life? Is this who I am? Is this what I am? Am I just an object? But for a little...
That's kind of true too. If she is an introvert doing this kind of content.
And revealing her face.
Well, but whenever you look at like a Twitch streamer, it's some gamer chick and she's uber hot, like that chick knows that her sexuality is going to sell. So she's going to utilize that.
So you want me to start playing video games in a bikini top and we're going to be rich? Is that what you're saying?
You probably get a lot more money you're getting now. Yeah.
I probably would. I'm quitting my job. I'm playing video games in a bikini top all day.
I mean, I would do it. I just wouldn't have any fans that would follow me.
I can get
you
a bikini top if you'd like. I think that would be good for you.
She wants to tell me like, she goes, you should stream your games. Like I've been doing a little bit, but she says you should start doing it. I'm like, why? I'm not really that great. And then she's like, yeah, but that's what makes it so funny is that you suck.
Hey, Netflix said that same thing to me.
I ran into a wall, and I'll make sure I'm in a bikini. I'll be like, okay, look, boobs out. Here, I'll put my boob between the microphones and everything, and I'll be like, guys. I am wearing Mothra.
1,000 more viewers. You got 1,000 more viewers right there.
Right there. The boobs are there.
Well, she keeps every video. She's kind of like, if we get 100 likes,
I will go topless, and
with
nobody
like the
believes
pasties.
me.
And I'm like, YouTube won't let me put that on there.
They will if I put the pasties on.
Maybe.
So I'm the exact opposite of this poor girl. She's like, I don't want to be objectified. I'm like, please objectify me, please. But it is a big difference. If she's only 22, I am 21 years older than her. Again.
So true, Jedi. So true.
Exactly.
And that just goes back to like, where are these people that were in her life that supposedly were her friends and supporting her.
Obviously,
like,
she feels isolated, doesn't she? She's an introvert. She feels isolated. She's getting bullied. She's feeling like shit. And she's like, nobody likes me except for I'm cute. And that's probably like starting to spiral, especially now. I don't know what, you know how there's always like something that like sets it off. I don't know what was the thing that set this off.
Well, from her, it sounds like it's very early on with the when she was 16, and
it's been building. And you know, normally, if you're angry, like I tend to get, especially at work, and then I yell at people, something will snap, and you'll be like, then you get like, and this is why she's like, I'm done now. I'm done now, and something set her off because she no longer enjoys something that she loved, and actually obviously had a very, you know, successful YouTube channel. All right.
And it's usually one little thing that puts you over the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
For a while I went along with it. Shouldn't have done that either. And I was like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm finally popular for something I love. I love Godzilla, and ever since I was a little kid who didn't have any friends, I thought it was so cool that I was popular, even if I suspected it was for the wrong reasons. And kind of like me burying myself under what other people wanted me to be, burying myself under projections and fantasies, I caused myself further damage. But now we'll move on to the next part of the timeline. I believe this started when I did a video on All Monsters Attack for Godzilla's Revenge. Toho took it down, but it was the first analytical video essay I've ever done about Godzilla. It was like 15 reasons why I love Godzilla's Revenge. And then I went through and I like analyzed aspects of the movie that I realized in my older age, actually, I like this. This is cool. This was me like developing into my writer brain, into my smart brain, I guess, where I really like to like spotlight the movies and understand the makings of the films. But at the time when I released this video, I had so much doubt about myself. I was like, I'm not smart. No one's ever told me I'm smart or like I'm good at anything. Like people would tell me I was good at writing.
Don't ever expect someone to tell you, anything. Don't ever rely on that. You have to rely on that shit for yourself.
Yes, to that point, yes, but also outside validation does make you feel better.
Well, I mean, compliments are great, but I say it all the time when I started my own channel. Like I said to myself, I'm setting myself up because I'm going to have strong opinions about things. And then like, I'm going to have people that agree with me, and then I'm going to have people that don't like me and then say you're full of shit. But you have to go into that shit knowing that's going to happen. You just have to know you're going to have detractors. And that's why I just say, I don't care. You like what you like. I like what I like.
How could anybody disagree with you? You're so handsome.
It has nothing to do with that.
And that's another thing too. Like that's one thing. Like I said, I'm pretty sure people would disagree with me too. The fact that, like I said, I go back to it. She left because, in my opinion, she cracked. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's exactly. She's a woman. You know, she's not a man, and you know, it's like she said, she didn't have friends in the beginning. She got validation out of comments and compliments that she has a writer brain and she's doing her writing, which is great. But it's like me too. I just I think to me the biggest thing, of course, people will disagree with, is the fact that she still should have not have left because of what people say, what people think. But yeah, it's fucked up. I do not blame her one bit if she left because of, pedophilia and fucking psycho fucking worthless piece of shit.
Maybe she just needs a break. Like I think honestly, I think she needs a break.
Well, Jedi said that she's only 22, so she may stroll back into the fandom once she's grown a little bit.
And that's another thing. I don't think, and here's what I'm gonna say on the positive part. I don't think it's gonna last long. I do not think that. I think she's gonna look at this and she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I shouldn't have done that because now I feel like I shouldn't have done that. Now why did I do that? Why did I, stoop so low, or not stoop? No, not her stooping low. Why did I give in to these people who are fucking low, who are just nothing but low lives? Why did I let them do that? That's see, and I think she will. I honestly think that she'll grow from it, and she'll get, I don't know, who knows
watch
how
this
long.
video and she'll say,
Right. She'll see how
they're
much
right.
that we like
Fuck
her,
them
and
assholes.
we're like, tell them motherfuckers to fuck themselves.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I hope she does that. I hope she sees. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel for everyone. I don't care, people I like, people I don't like, people I talk to, people I don't talk to. It's everyone. Like, everyone has that part of redemption, where it's not more than redemption for her. It feels like it's gonna be regret. But I think she'll get over it, and she'll be like, why did I do that? But at least I don't think it'll be something very hard for her to get over. But who knows? Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was good at music, but like, I was never called out for being like the top of my class or anything, because frankly I didn't care that much about school to excel. I liked school, but I didn't care enough to excel, if that makes sense. But I spent my whole child life feeling dumb, feeling like my opinion didn't matter, like there wasn't nearly as much to me as I later discovered there was beneath the surface. So I did this video, and guess what? People loved it. They loved the video. And I had people asking for more. And so I'm like, wow, I did something cool. Like, I used my brain, I analyzed something. I was like 16 or 17 when I did this video, I don't quite remember. But I felt so awesome, like, wow, I can do this. And so I kept doing that for like a couple years. Then it branched into like me giving my personal interpretations on things in Godzilla. I was always careful never to apply my beliefs or my worldview to the series or the movies in a factual way. I was very careful to be like, hey, this is my interpretation as a Christian, as a woman, as a person. Like, this is just how I see things from my perspective, or this is a way you could see things and appreciate things. And to me, that like made life and my love for Godzilla even deeper and more fulfilling. Now, obviously, I had some people who didn't like that I was a Christian, but you're going to run into that anywhere you go. Christianity isn't so popular these days, but I still loved being an out and spoken lover of God and Godzilla, and just talking about this stuff from that perspective. And a lot of people actually resonated with it, many more than those who did not, which was awesome. Then, as my critic brain grew and I started to become an author, because this was around the time that I published my first novel, I started seeing Godzilla movies and really everything entertainment-wise in a more critical manner. Not in a hateful manner, but in a focused in, I'm looking down the lens and I'm really observing and picking things apart kind of way. As a writer and as someone who is paid for my brain, I am not hired for my big strong body. If you can't tell, I'm a brain and very little else. As someone who thinks a lot, loves to think, loves to understand things and research and is super curious, I started to look at things like the Monsterverse, and those movies just came up short for me. I stopped enjoying them. I really started to see them in a different light, and I started to become dissatisfied with them. Now, hold up for my Monsterverse fans. I am not saying that you can't love the Monsterverse. I love a lot of movies that I will tell you they are stupid. Volcano and pretty much the entire disaster movie genre. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But I recognize that a lot of things I love are not loved by others, or they are considered stupid, or they are objectively stupid. And it is okay to like something that is objectively bad, as long as you kind of understand why. But what I discovered was that as I started to not appreciate the Monsterverse very much, and I was
all right, this chick is trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god!
I kind of saw that coming.
She's been through
The Monsterverse, you just busted on the Monsterverse now. Like, now I know where they're going.
Now he knows.
I saw that coming. I saw that coming. I saw that coming a mile away, bro.
I'm saying this in a negative way. I'm just saying it as like, I think that's where all of the negativity started happening. If she was being critical of the Monsterverse,
she's tying two different things though, because some of the shit happened like when she was really young, and now like this is somewhere I was getting to is like when you start having strong opinions about the Godzilla universe in general, fucking God knows, like Savrio will tell you in Rob's chats, probably gets pretty crazy between the Monsterverse stuff and Rob's opinions on the Monsterverse and Toho stuff. So like, you know, if she feels that strongly about the Monsterverse, that's great. But I can see why some people would give her pushback. Now, I don't know. She hasn't really explained her reasons for not liking the Monsterverse yet. I don't know if she does.
She probably broke it down in other videos.
Maybe.
Well, I'll say this: like it's like you said, like me, you, Kevin, Walter, even Rob. You know, we like, and she said it. Like we like a lot of stuff that's objective. You know, maybe to other people, right? But this is where it comes in, bro. This is where I go back to the same thing, bro. This is where I go back to we're all different mentally. We're all different. So here's another thing where I say, man, if you're gonna be a part of, like, especially Rob, dude. I mean, yeah, but like I said, me, you, Anubis, Rob, we're men, right? We're men. We can take shit like that. Rob probably gets shitted on. Rob has said he's getting shitted on by so many of his opinions.
Rob all the time.
Yeah, he's been shitted on forever, dude. Me, like, I mean, who knows how many videos I made or even people watch my shit, because I don't take my channel seriously. So who knows how many people watch my shit, but out of 200 people who watch my channel, nobody's ever fucking told me anything negative. But I'm not saying that's because of the way I look or whatever. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm no better than the next man. But what I'm trying to say is, even women, if you know you're gonna go somewhere where you're gonna get static from people, if you're gonna speak your opinions, stand by them and don't run away or don't get pissed, don't get mad because somebody's gonna have a different opinion about it, or they're gonna give you shit. If you know better, Walt, like Kevin knows this, Walt knows this, Anubis knows this, even Fat Samurai knows this, Rob knows this, other freaking content creators, kaiju content creators know this. They're gonna get slammed with so many fucking comments, so much bullshit when it comes to them having different opinions. But this is where like I said, this is where I go back to everybody's different mentally. And if you know you're gonna have an opinion about something and you want to make it known, then take it and move on.
Especially if it's like something like that, like you're talking about an entire franchise that will alienate a bunch of followers one way or the other.
And I'm pretty sure that might have been like, again, I'm trying to figure out what made her crack, and this might be what it is she was putting out some information about the or her opinions, or she's kind of
thank you brother, thank you. I'm sorry Nick, sorry. I just saw his comment. Keep going.
Using my writing brain to try and write quality stories, understand what makes a plot good, what makes a character good, what makes a scene work. And I started incorporating that mindset into my own work. Well, obviously it's going to color how I see other media. And so I started to see the Monsterverse as just not very good on a critical or objective level. And I do believe objective quality is just as important as subjective enjoyment of something. So I came to the realization, I don't really like the Monsterverse. And then Godzilla vs. Kong, when that came out, I had people giving me backlash for admitting I didn't like that movie. And it really made me sad, because it's like, I can't even talk about things honestly anymore. I can't put my real opinion out there without being accused of being pretentious, which, whatever, I guess, a lot of people with critical opinions will get that phrase thrown at them. An elitist, I can't have fun. And then other people who say that they insinuate that the only reason I have the opinions I have on these movies is to appeal to older men sexually. Yes, really.
Well, no to the second part, but the first part, look, if you like, I had to kind of figure out first. She says she likes some of the dumb movies from Toho. I had to know which ones, because I would use that against her in her argument, because Monsterverse is full of a lot of the dumb shit you would see on early Toho films like Godzilla versus Megalon and so on. So if she likes any of those films whatsoever, she's contradicting herself, her opinion, because sure, Monsterverse is a lot more CGI, so I can see why that might be a problem for some people as opposed to Suitmation, but I don't think she's appealing to older men for sexual reasons. When I hear someone say they don't like the Monsterverse,
no, but that's what people were claiming.
I know.
She's doing that to appeal to older men.
But when I hear her say she doesn't like anything about the Monsterverse, like it does come out pretentious. So if I call her pretentious or an elitist or a purist, it doesn't mean I hate her or don't really dislike her, but that's a fair criticism to have of her. So if she can't handle that, that's a her problem. That's not anyone else's problem. That's a her problem. Because I've seen dudes say the same shit, and I would call them the same thing. Like, if you can't find anything about the MonsterVerse that you like I can find the flaws in King of the Monsters, while at the same time saying that's my favorite Godzilla film because of how they incorporated Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, and everybody to make them look so lifelike. There are reasons why I like certain films in a certain way. Minus one, best fucking story ever told for Godzilla over everything, even 54. And people are going to look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
But we were just watching 54 the other day, and
it's still a great movie.
I kept like pointing out, this is how sad we are. We have the Godzilla channel on all the time.
Oh, see, here. Okay, so I hate Hedorah. I hate the look. I don't care for the movie that much. I'm not blasting anybody that does like it, because clearly, you know, other people. I know Rob really loves that movie, but I don't really like it.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to say she's a bad fan if she enjoys that film or anyone else. Like, that's fine. That's the whole point. Go ahead, Anthony. Sorry.
It's kind of brings to mind an argument from several years back. I'm sure all of you remembered when the DC Marvel films feud was at their height, and you had Marvel people criticizing the destruction in Man of Steel, but they wouldn't say a word about a whole city getting vaporized in Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, see, that's like I'm saying. That's with me, man. With me, I'm gonna say this, dude. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about what I like or what I don't like. If I'm gonna say what I like, and if they say something, okay, whatever. But usually when I say what I like or whatever, nobody tells me anything. But it's like, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not that person that's gonna go out there and be like, no, dude. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, is fucking #1 under the sun, dude. Now I'm gonna fucking say that to everybody. I won't do that because that I don't want to feel like I'm putting my opinion over other people's opinion.
But you're
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, well, yeah, well, of course. I mean, well,
He's right. He's right.
But like Rob, you know, Rob thinks Mechagodzilla is like the best villain, and so on. There are other people that share that. But see, if this is the thing that kind of drove her out of the fandom, like even if it's not the other stuff so much, and it's this, then she really doesn't have what it takes to be a YouTube content creator personality. It's not that she doesn't have the right to do it, but you're going to have to expect some pushback because people are going to have different opinions on this stuff. And it's like, I don't have to be nasty about it. Like some people are going to be nasty.
Right. To her, and that might be
but you got to be able to weed through that. You know what I mean? You got to be able to weed through that shit and have moderators. If her channel is that big, I don't know if it is, but get people to control that shit. That's easy to do.
I think it goes back. I think she has like 2,000 subscribers or something.
And that's
but it also depends on like her live stream. So if she does live streams, like I know some people like fucking sci-fi, man, you don't have half the subscribers I do, but your chats are always kicking, always jumping. And so like with that, it's your chats. And if you're doing live shows or whatever and reviews and discussions, like Rob, like he has tons of people in there all the time. He's got moderators to control the douchiness that goes on in there. Some of the douchiness he doesn't care about. He thinks it's funny, which is fine. See, this is a problem with Rob too. So Rob, you know, I'm being a purist. Anguirus is awesome, man.
Hey, what did I say? And what did I say when all you guys, when he said that? I said I don't give a fuck what any of you guys do. If you guys are shit on Anguirus, I don't give a fuck. He's still one of my favorite fucking monsters. And then Rob's like, no, hey Rob, I love you, bro. But then Rob's like, I love Anguirus. No, Rob, you're a badass, bro. You're a badass, dude. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not one of those people that's gonna fucking, how do you say it? Like, dude, I'm not gonna go back to Planet X or go back to Monster Island, and I'm gonna be like, no, Anguirus he's undersized, he's underutilized, he doesn't have a lot of weapons. I'm not gonna do that shit, bro. I'm not gonna fucking. I'm not gonna
Anguirus anymore because someone on the internet had a differing opinion.
But like even dude, I've heard freaking on some of his other podcasts, Rob say this about Anguirus, that, but then at the end he says, "Oh, bro, I love Anguirus, bro. I love Anguirus. There's this real shit, you know. But it's not like that's what I'm saying. He doesn't deliberately do it to like just to fucking, you know.
Sometimes it does. During
the bear.
Yeah, during Godzilla versus Kong, like he was in his feeds all the time saying, you know, I think Kong's gonna win, man. He's just a better man. Like he was trolling the fuck out of people. And I was like, Rob, better stop it, Rob. You're pissing me off.
Like he gets that right, you'll get that rise out of people, you know. But I'm saying you get that rise out of people, but it's like he does it in good fun, bro. He doesn't shit on that shit. He even says like there's certain things we all don't like. Like me, I don't like Godzilla versus Ghidorah. I like Godzilla I like the fact that Godzilla is in Godzilla versus Ghidorah, but Ghidorah is not my favorite kaiju at all. Not my favorite kaiju. And Mechagodzilla, like I said, you know, you could probably give me some slack too, bro. But Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla is not one of my favorite movies either. So but I'm not like going out there and saying, nah, fuck Mechagodzilla, bro. He's nothing but a fucking robot.
So many people give me so much shit because of like G2000 being in my top 5 and Final Wars.
G2000.
Like I love those
and
movies.
I love Final Wars too.
Dude, just like Final Wars. Final Wars was low on my list, bro. It is low on my list, but what about? But I don't bash it. I don't fucking shit on it. I just shit on some of the aspects that I take from the Matrix, but I don't do that. But then we go back to G2000. G2000 is one of my favorites too, bro. Like I said, I don't care what anybody fucking says, bro. I'm still gonna like it.
Rob said that Godzilla looked like a rat. I'm like, dude, no, come on now.
Yeah, but like I said, see, but that's what I'm saying. We're not like I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna fucking get pissed because somebody has a different opinion and on a character that everybody loves. I'm just not one of those cats, bro. You like if Matt, say, like I said, just to make it quick, say we went back to freaking G-Fest and some dude deliberately started arguing with me because I was saying that I do not like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And I would tell him, look, bro, please, I'm not gonna get into a little, freaking toddler argument with you back and forth like little kids, bro. Either you leave me the fuck alone, or I'm gonna bitch slap you. One of the two. So like that's just me. That's because I don't do that, bro. That's just not me. Like I'm not gonna do that. But that's like I said, that's everybody. But yeah, that's just me, man. But I'm sorry. Okay,
now some of us may kid you about Rodan needing a knee brace.
Well, there you go. There you go. And then I'm gonna
read out a lot that one show with sci-fi.
Then I'm gonna cave your face in with my elbow.
Be worth it.
I love you, Anthony. I love you guys, man.
I'm
All right,
telling
keep
you,
going.
this is an actual belief that some people hold about me. The only reason I write, the only reason I don't like the Monsterverse or any movie is because I want the older male fans to be in love with me, which I find very funny. Which it's such a sexist thing, right? I couldn't possibly have my own opinions because I have my own opinions. I couldn't possibly believe the things I do without it being approved.
I would love to talk to her about this.
Without having the approval of the great male overlords of the fan base, who most people don't even know
that's
of
what people
anymore.
are saying to her.
Well, no, two things. Like, I'd literally love to have a Godzilla discussion with her because I'm intrigued that she doesn't like the Monsterverse. Like, I'm very curious.
He's not intrigued. He's triggered.
But the other thing is that like she's saying people are giving us feedback, and again, I'm more of like data. I want to know how many people or what percentage of guys are doing this.
I know you, but it's enough to make her uncomfortable.
I get it, and that's fine. But there should whereas is the people that are her supporters? Where are they? Did she alienate the entire populace?
That's a good question too. Like she should, as popular as her channel is, she should have some supporters.
Because either she's taking like a small percentage of people and just like letting it eat her up to the point that you shouldn't, or it's like a massive amount of people that drives her out, and then there's just nobody backing her up. And I gotta wonder what the fuck, why?
Well, the parable about the two wolves fighting. Which one's gonna win?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Triggered. I'm triggered, man. I'm fucking triggered.
He's triggered. He is triggered because she doesn't like the Monsterverse. If you say anything, Anubis loves the Monsterverse. So if you say anything negative about the Monsterverse, Anubis is just gonna melt down.
I love Godzilla, just period. I fucking love -1. That's like I should have won so many goddamn awards. Fuck that shit.
It should have. It really should.
Hey,
Should have won.
I love Godzilla versus Sea Monster.
Yeah, that's a very, very bad movie. It didn't age well at all, but but you know what? It's Godzilla, so we're here. And then we're gonna get into what All Monsters Attack. Whenever I watch Pluto, that fucking movie's on all the time, and I hate it.
If you have Pluto is free, so if anybody has Pluto on their streaming, there's
show me the Carfax. Exactly. He knows what I'm talking about.
And there's a Godzilla channel on Pluto, and we watch it all the time. And
now I go back and forth between the YouTube guy that does it 24/7 and Pluto because somebody's gonna have something I want to watch.
But the other day, remember the Jet Jaguar?
Oh. Yeah, let's talk about fucking overrated films.
Hey. You're gonna trigger me now.
Yeah, see, she's gonna get all hot and bothered.
Don't make me mention.
Huh?
Oh, I said, Walter. I told you, I warned you, Walter, not to mention that. Don't mention that because freaking. Neko's gonna go. She's gonna go buck wild on that shit, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like
Jedi is poking the bear now.
See, Neko grew up loving Barbie, just period. So
tell us where on the Barbie you touched it.
So it's funny. I took my Barbie tumbler to work with my coffee in it, and they're like, "Oh, Barbie," and I was like, "Uh-huh."
Is that the one that broke?
No. The one with Ryan on it and Margot, and the one that broke. I need to talk to AD to make me a new one. I had a really cool Starbucks tumbler that she made. So anyway, I will fight you. I will fight you about Barbie.
Jedi is getting scared now. You stop.
Neko will chop your balls off if you talk about Barbie.
I have loved Barbie since I was a little
sexual
kid.
Chocolate will go to milk chocolate in a heartbeat.
Neko, if you want, I can loan you this.
Yeah, send it my way. That's it. Nice.
Yep.
Dude, that's a bit scary.
Most people don't even know about them, which is unfortunate because many of them have given great contributions to Godzilla. But I started to see, wow, I'm accused of being this vulgar, gross thing because I love to write and I have opinions that don't gel with the norm. That's gross. I don't like that. I started to hear that I was referred to simply as that girl Godzilla fan, instead of being referenced for good work that I did on my YouTube channel, or good G-Fan articles I wrote for the magazine, or good posts I made, or
is she saying that no one is giving her kudos at all?
I don't know. I just heard
but that's the impression I'm getting because, she says she got popular with some of the shit she did, which is great, and I would support that. But there has to be people. She wrote books. I'm sure there were people at GFAS giving her kudos and compliments up and down. I can't imagine they're not. I don't know if she's focusing on the really negative stuff. I feel bad that she took it so personally.
Yeah, that might be just where she is now, right now, because it's kind of closing in on her and it's hurting her. Yep. Again,
Jedi, exactly.
Maybe in a couple of years, again, because she's only 22, maybe in a couple of years,
she needs to come fucking hang out with us. She'd have a blast.
Maybe she needs to step back for a minute, collect herself, and then realize, not all fans are total dicks.
Yeah, there's a lot of great Godzilla fans, and that's why I don't believe that.
But can this go back to the fact that she was an introvert growing up?
True.
I'm an introvert though. But like you said, we're men, so I kind of I know when this. Plus, I'm 54, so I can say fuck off to anybody because I don't.
And I also think too,
I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't got time
for that Mickey Mouse.
Where is my shit? Where is my shit?
Oh, no.
I got.
He's got it. He's gonna pull it up. Oh no.
And also,
I haven't got time for this Mickey Mouse bullshit.
My buddy.
That's what it's all about, right there.
We also have to keep in mind, more so you, not as much me, but we all grew up in a harder time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that too, but I'm saying it's like Nubis has a point. Like, okay, I did see this video, but I didn't see all of it because I didn't see all of it. But
yeah, I'm
I
just
don't know.
wondering, like,
is it like?
where
I mean, is she like? I
in
don't
order
think
to
she.
have like a big channel, you got to have a lot of supporters. It's got to be there.
But I don't. You mean did you like Anubis? You think she's looking for justification? Is that what you're thinking, or
No, I think
No.
she's letting. I think she's letting the haters take over.
Yeah, she's like, again, we don't know what the percentage is here, but like, it seems like she wants to focus so much on the small minority of dipshits that are fucking trying to really
ruin her life.
Yeah, just be like absolute, like fucking, with Anthony and that dude, like this guy is looking for that kind of attention, but we're not going to give it to him. We're not going to give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna concentrate on all the good shit that's in the Godzilla fandom, and I know I'm a guy and it's easier, but she's a writer and apparently she might be pretty good. I don't know. I've never read her stuff.
She's been writing articles. She said she's been writing.
And she
books.
likes to analyze Godzilla fans. Like, that to me is interesting. I want to see that, but like, there's got to be people that love it. Like, where are they? And why isn't she concentrating on that? Like, I don't get that. So yeah, I mean, I hope she comes back. I mean, I hope she gives it another shot and just says, you know what, you're right. I need to just stop with the idiots out there and focus on the people that matter, because that's really what it comes down to.
All right, keep playing.
Yeah, we're not even done. We're not even halfway through.
I started noticing certain pages and places would steal ideas that I had brought into the public view and putting it in their own work, not crediting me, which also is not uncommon for other people in the fan base and other people in general, because we live in an age of thieves and plagiarism. But I was like, wow, I don't get credited for the work I do. If I do, I'm referred to as just a girl Godzilla fan, and that's like the most important thing about me and what I do. I'm creeped on. I was creeped on as a child, and people think I'm a whore or something because I don't like certain movies. Mind-boggling. I don't know how these people come to these conclusions. They're very creative, I'll give them that. But do you see like the picture that's forming here? It starts with being creeped on as a child.
Yeah, you don't like the monster verse.
I have
That's
a voice
the problem.
and brain, and I want to distance myself from what other people want me to be. I want to distance myself from being a canvas onto which men can project their fantasies. I find out I'm a woman with a voice, not just a woman. That I'm a Godzilla fan with a voice, not just a girl Godzilla fan. But I still have this creeping doubt that people only like me for a certain reason. And then I hear that that's true from other people who talk to me and say things they've heard said about me. And I see things that are said about me. Do you see how that would make me not want to be involved anymore? I mean, rhetorical question, but yeah.
And she's really in the Godzilla fandom. Like, if she's writing and she's analyzing
like, I'd never even heard of her, but like Sci-Fi knew her a little bit, and then like apparently Jedi and everyone else kind of know her, but like, I'm kind of baffled that.
But that's what I'm saying. She is a writer. She writes articles. She's been doing, analysis and stuff. And I think that is probably what is kind of hurting her the most, is she's like, I'm just trying to be acknowledged as someone who has an opinion.
Yeah, but here's where their youth takes place. And this is like on YouTube, on the internet, especially with YouTube. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl content creator. If people complain all the time about being checked, like if you use someone's content. So in this case, I'm using 2 videos from Alzilla and her. So both of them be tagged in my description.
You have to, yeah.
But some people don't do that. Now, I don't want to get into the whole sniper wolf thing, but that chick never gives credit to anybody. So like, she takes a lot of heat for that. But she's got like 1 million followers, so no one gives a fuck. But the reality is, this isn't just like her problem. She isn't the only one that faces this.
I know, but it is her problem. Like,
I know,
she is personally
but we're going right
with
back to like where I can't imagine it outweighs all the people that support her. I don't know.
Keep playing. Let's hear what else she has.
I'm treated better by many people for being a woman, but then that makes me feel guilty because I know that's not really a sincere reason to like someone. that's not a sincere reason to appreciate someone. It's very shallow, right? So I had this guilt, like, okay, I know most people, it seems, only like me because I'm a girl. They only think my opinions are valid because I'm a woman, right? That makes me feel guilt. It makes me feel shame, and reinforces the psychological damage done to me as a child by those men who preyed on me. And all of this just compounded. Like, I'm frustrated that people can't accept my opinion at all. Like, they're just so volatile. Like, people can't accept anyone's opinions. I'm embarrassed by hearing of accounts and seeing accounts of racism, homophobia, other kinds of sexism, like other stuff happening. Embarrassing. I see that my YouTube channel apparently isn't valuable enough on its own merit, that it's always going to be just tied to gender. I realize, you know, seeing how big the fandom became and just seeing all of this stuff that I was dealing with and feeling it all, I was like, you know what? I just want to be myself. I don't want to be a girl Godzilla fan. I don't want to be a hot commodity. I don't want to be a hot anything. I just want to be me. I'm pouring out my heart here, so I really hope this message sinks in with people. Like, some of it is just unavoidable. I get that some people noticed me or paid attention to me because I was a woman and then learned to actually like me and my content. And those people are my favorite, to be honest. Those of you who appreciate me,
so concentrate on
primarily
them.
for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's got to have people that do support her and stuff. So, like, you have to be able to tune out the negativity. But no matter what she does going forward, and I say this to any content creator, you're always going to have people that disagree with you. You're always going to have people that hate you for your opinions. Like, again, people calling her an elitist or purist because she doesn't like the Monsterverse, that's going to happen. You have to accept that. That's just something that's going to happen. And they can be pretty nasty. Anthony knows this. That dude took a shot at his burn on his arm.
All right, we haven't gotten to Anthony yet.
I know. I'm just knocking that out there but he understands that. Like, that's just the thing. There are people that are just grade A douchebags, and they're always going to be out there. In the internet, you're never going to get rid of it. So,
it happens in real life.
It does. But like, I mean, if she's facing stuff like this at a con, then she needs to inform somebody and have those people removed.
Yeah, they have security.
Yep. You don't feel shame or guilt by getting somebody who's an asshole like that, harasses you sexually or otherwise. Get them the fuck out. They have no place here.
Yep.
Who I am as a person rather than what I am, that I respect and I love, and I'm still glad to see it. But it's so hard to distance yourself from what you are, especially in this age where what you are often seems to be more important than who you are, the merits you have, and what you do. So I just got tired of that. I got tired of the people who weren't trying to do me any harm, but they just simply saw me a certain way and they couldn't help it. I got tired of the people who were trying to see me that way, who were trying to insult me and bring me down and dirty my name and the names of my friends because I don't like certain movies. That certainly got me angry. And then I'm tired of, like, playing a game. I just want to be me. Ever since I detached, like, over a year ago.
Can you go back? Can you go back, Nubis, a little bit?
See me that way, who were trying to insult me and bring me down.
Go back a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, again, right there should be good.
But it's so hard to distance yourself from what you are, especially in this age where what you are often seems to be more important than who you are, the merits you have, and what you do. So I just got tired of that. I got tired of the people who weren't trying to do me any harm, but they just simply saw me a certain way and they couldn't help it. I got tired of the people who were trying to see me that way, who were trying to insult me and bring me down and dirty my name and the names of my friends because I don't like certain movies. That certainly got me angry. And then I'm tired of, like,
Can you pause it real quick? She said she got tired of the people that weren't trying to do her harm, but weren't like taking her seriously. Is that what she's trying to say?
Yeah, it's a combination of that, plus it sounds like in her group of friends or her circle of friends that she trusted, there were people dragging her name and trying to poison the well against her or something, simply for having an opinion on movies. But again, like, to me, she's 22. It's easy to tell here because that is what I call like high school bullshit. That's stuff that like I no longer want to deal with in my life. Like, I don't care if you like what I like. We've talked about it at length here already. Like what the fuck you want. If she loves Godzilla versus Hedorah for whatever reason, awesome. You know, it's Godzilla. That's all I give a shit about.
It just baffled me. Like I said, it just baffled me. She said that she got tired of the people that weren't trying to do her harm, but yet weren't taking her seriously because she's a girl. So I'm like,
I mean, she's kind of she's jumping around because she's going like I would think that the stuff that's more sexually explicit is probably should be the biggest concern for her.
Yeah.
But the more she talked, it comes like it's more like no one's taking her seriously as a writer or as a Godzilla fan because she's female. To me, sure, you're going to have that, but that's like on the lower part of the list of why you should be concerned about some of the shit that's come your way. So like, I don't know, like the stuff that she's saying here late is like stuff that anybody's going to face. We all do.
Worrying about not being taken seriously as part of adult life.
Yeah, it is. And it doesn't matter who you are. Like, I get taken not so serious all the time.
She just looks so sad right here.
I feel bad for her. I mean, but that's why I said, like, I hope she comes back and I hope that she concentrates on people that
he's knocking shit over.
On people that are more supportive and better for her mentality inside the fandom. Like, do you guys know who that Kaiju Kim chick is? Because like she seems to have a pretty good following, and it's like I would wonder why she didn't talk to her and inquire how she deals with some of this stuff. Because like she's female, so I'm sure she deals with some of the same shit.
I think they're all friends.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, then that's, you know, I'd be going there and kind of asking, how do you deal with this shit? You know, but who knows? I'm not her, so.
Well, like just. If she does come back, and if you're watching this, please, as far as your community goes, it will go a long way for your mental health if you get moderators you know you can trust and just give them the full reins to do whatever is necessary.
That's a good point, Film, because you know,
right on the money, bro.
Yeah, she needs to kind of like just get herself straight first and then come back. Because if
God bless her and everything she does, man, and everything like that. But it's like you just said it. It's age, man. It's her. Maybe it's like Neko said. She's barely 22, so you know, it's a lot of that is, you know, coming to the surface, I guess, in this video. But I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah,
I understand it too from a 22-year-old because I know some of the shit that I went through before I met him, just generally in life. If it happened to me now, I would have been very different reacting with it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times when you're younger, you just put up with shit until it breaks you. And I think that's kind of like what's happening to her right now. Is like she's been putting up with shit and putting up with it. Like, I had some really terrible things happen to me before I met him. And, you know, he's older than me. I was about to say much older, but he's 11 years older than me. And when
oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's a little bit older than me. And when I met him and I was telling him like some of the problems that I was dealing with, to him, he was like 32, I'm 21, and to his answer was like, okay, just
you should have just cut them out of your life a long time ago. But to me, it was not as easy because I was just so invested already. And I think that is a mentality that you get like as you're older, because me looking back at 21-year-old me of what I was dealing with, it would have been so much easier just to cut that shit out.
I thought the world was ending whenever I broke up with a girl. I'm like, then now I look back, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking, man?
I'll say that at 22, I didn't even know who I was.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not 54. Still don't know.
I don't know what I want to be when I grow up yet.
I was too neck deep in fucking partying, girls, freaking boxing, and all that shit. I just lived it, man. And yeah, I did a lot of stupid shit. But I just said, you know, I had to smack myself out of it and be like, you know what? Yeah, do I have regrets? Of course, but you know,
we all do.
I guess what sometimes
this
remember, like,
gonna regret not liking the Monsterverse. I'll tell you that.
You think that's what she's gonna regret?
Like I see this, like what? But remember, guys, like this is something that I've like been through. Is that if we wouldn't have gone the path that we've gone through growing up as young adults or children and young adults, we wouldn't be the people we are now.
Yep.
It's true.
So true.
I just want to be me. Ever since I detached like over a year ago, I've had so much more freedom to be Alyssa Charpentier rather than let me fit in this box and check all these little diversity points and make sure I'm this specific person, and I can't say my Christian values too loud or else I'm gonna get canceled, or I can't dislike a Monsterverse movie or any movie without people, calling me a whore or insinuating disgusting things about me and my friends. Everything about me seems to be sullied or tarnished because other people. And I just got tired of it. Because I know who I am. And who I am just isn't someone who fits into boxes and labels, to be frank. And I think many of us perhaps could also come to that conclusion if we were honest with ourselves. We don't really want to be a box. We don't really want to be smashed into a label. Even if it is convenient.
Monsterverse for life.
It brings validation from others. I was tired of feeling like I needed to have validation. Tired of feeling like I needed to prove myself. Or prove that I'm more than a girl. I was tired of the damage and the knowledge of things that had been done to me and things that were still being said about me or thought of me, whether they were benign or truly evil. And so I stepped away. And I'm telling you, ever since I reprised my name and my true identity, not what other people say about me, not what I'm obligated to look like or do or be, freedom, baby. Coming up on Independence Day, but I tell you what, I've already had my Independence Day, and it was over a year ago. I already celebrated that anniversary. But yeah, I'm freer now. And what I want to give to you guys as a positive message is, one, please keep reporting the people who attack you. Like, you're not alone. If you go see the comments on Kaiju King's video, or anyone else's video who's covered this topic, you're gonna see some solidarity there. You're gonna see some people who have been through it.
That's
just
good
like
that she says keep reporting.
And it's not cool. I wish you didn't have so many people who've also suffered, but like at the same time, you're not alone. So take that as a sign. 2, and this is also really big. Stop using an existing franchise that isn't yours for validation and purpose in life. It's not going to fulfill you. Latching onto Godzilla and trying to scale your way up the fandom, or be cooler than everybody else, or have more toys and
well, I'm already cool, so I don't have to worry about that. But Godzilla is my god, so I'm okay with that too.
everybody else, or have the only right opinion on a movie, that's not going to make you happy. You are not entitled to like any movie. Anything, frankly. You are not entitled to suck up to people.
True. Facts.
You should not be using people. And I think many of you, if you broke out on your own and you did your own thing, you'd be happier. And you might be surprised what happens. You might be surprised where it takes you. I care more about me and myself and my sanity, my well-being, my psyche, my soul, than to put myself in front of people who don't get it, or they're just nasty, or whatever it is. That is not to say that the majority of the fan base is toxic. I have so many great friends who have been so kind to me, and I know it's for the right reasons.
So I think what she's really saying is she's going to kind of take herself out of the public eye.
She is. She kind of alluded that she's going to do her Godzilla fandom her way, which I would assume that's not going to be a public, public persona.
Yeah, I think I think she still loves Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
She's just said she had great friends. I just think she is not going to keep up with her public Godzilla fandom.
And that's the right thing to do, because like I said, you can go to some of the biggest names in content creation like Asmongold, and they will tell you the same thing, that you have to be built a certain way to do this kind of shit, because you are going to get shit thrown your way. Like anyone who doesn't think that guys like Rob or Asmongold, they get shit all the time from people, nasty shit. And even on other social media platforms, if you're not ready to deal with that, step away. And that's what she's doing, is the right decision. Just step the fuck away.
It's probably helping her. And she might, who's to say she's not going to keep writing or making articles or whatever she wants to do. I'm glad she said this, that she said she had some great fans and supporters and friends, and it's not against the actual whole Godzilla kaiju verse. It's just she wants to enjoy it.
The only thing
she used to enjoy it.
The only thing I would say that people have to be wary of is don't report people for just disagreeing with you about movies and your opinions. That's not a violation of anything. If she's saying people should be reported, it should be for the people that are being sexually explicit.
And I think that's what she was going for.
I hope so, because
she's like, don't be afraid to report people who are,
Yeah. All right.
I'm fairly intuitive. Like, I know when someone likes me in a certain way or doesn't like me at all. It's not lost on me. Perks of being an introvert and overthinker. We know everything, trust me. So many of you have been so good to me, and really, you deserve an explanation. And now that this video is blown up, I may as well have said my piece. So no, I will not be going to another G-Fest or any other kaiju-related con. Too many people there I just don't care to see. I'm not going to be heavily involved in the fan base at all.
See, I wonder if some of that is because when you go to G-Fest and stuff, obviously I knew Sci-Fi, Walter, Kevin, and so on, but some people recognize other content creators, which I couldn't really tell you that many, except for maybe now like OmniViewer or Goji. If I saw them, I would know them. But the way she's talking, it's almost sounds like some of these other content creators were doing some of the things she's talking about. So I don't know. She didn't name any names, but if you're going to G-Fest and you actually recognize people, that means you kind of know them on a personal level on some way. So that's kind of sad if that's the case. I don't know if that's really what she's implying, but that's kind of what I'm getting out of it.
But I also hope, this is also my opinion. I just hope she doesn't look down on people either.
True. And that's the thing. That's what I say. She has to understand that if you're going to put yourself out there and say the Monsterverse sucks or whatever, and your reasons is fine, just know that we're going to push back on you, especially when you're giving me Hedorah as your favorite movie or whatever, because I'm going to blast you with that one.
You're going to blast her. You're going
to blast her. Gonna blast her.
You're going to be like, the Monsterverse is the best.
And keep in mind, some people, if you don't like one thing, they might respond in a joking manner, but they're more of just a deadpan, straightforward joke that might come off as serious.
Mm-hmm. True. And that's the thing too. We all can banter with one another and then have fun with it. Maybe she's just not at that kind of place within her own community to do that.
Or I'll give you an opposite side of the card.
I'm not letting it go. Not gonna let it go.
She might have had that banter, but then some people went too far. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know there were people, but I
think we're too rated R for her.
Yeah.
You think?
Well, yeah, she's a Christian. If she's a Christian, that would actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, we're way too blunt, and we
but
give no
also
fucks.
we're
I am too, but I'm thick-skinned.
Yeah, and you have to be.
We're very loving and accepting. So
well, yeah, you don't have to
friend.
be a Christian to be a good person. I've said this for years. Like, I grew up in a Christian household. I have my own issues with Christianity, but I've never begrudged anybody for being religious or anything like that. It's not, if that's what gives you peace, go for it. I don't care, but just don't judge me. That's your business, my business. You know, that's all I'm saying.
But I will continue to write essays. I will continue to.
Go ahead, Sai.
No, go ahead.
Update my brand new film critic site as I'm trying to like build my opinions here and develop myself. I will always be a safe place for people who are level-headed and respectful and polite. You do not have to agree with me on religion, on politics, on your favorite movies, or whether or not you love or hate the Monsterverse. You don't have to agree with me. You just have to be respectful and interested in sincere, polite discourse. And preferably not be a creeper. Those two things together are golden. But I want to thank everyone who has expressed their feelings. I'm just shocked at like seeing these comments, like what other people have gone through. Death threats, stalking, repeated harassment. What is wrong with us guys? Why are we doing this? It's 2024. We gotta stop being so divisive and nasty. And I realize this is the internet. It's probably never gonna change.
Look, lovely lady, if you're gonna diss the Monsterverse, you gotta be nice. Don't do that.
To the degree that we want, because human nature is human nature and it's corrupt. But I implore you, report people, block them. Make it known that you will not tolerate that.
Sure.
Because I'm going to keep putting my unpopular movie opinions out there and treating people with respect, and that's good enough for me. And I'm not going to let anybody stop me from doing that. I don't want to be restricted or labeled or facing abuse from people who don't get it and who are just, they only want to be nasty. I don't care. I don't want that anymore.
I don't know what you mean there, Latario.
Focusing on my life,
don't know what
the
you
lives
mean.
of those
you are all
closest
to
to me,
blame.
and being a fan of my own right, my own way.
Although you kind of make some good point, like for anybody that didn't come out and defend her when those shit was happening, whether in chat, comments, or whatever, then that's a problem. Like, you need to stand up and say something.
And it's so easy behind the anonymity, am I saying that right, of the keyboard, and you can just, how easy is it to be like something nasty, say something nasty to her, like fuck you bitch or whatever, when you don't even know her. But I would never go to her face and say something nasty, and that's what happens a lot on these comments, is somebody feels so brazen to just say something nasty. But then if you ever met her in person, you wouldn't say something nasty to her. You would probably be decent and say, hey, listen, I have a differing opinion based on this movie. You wouldn't just be like, you suck, you dumb cunt, I can't believe you don't like the Monsterverse. Like, and I'm not,
you know, that's a great point, because even if I don't like somebody per se, and let's just say I was somebody online that I just never really got into or liked. So there is a Twitch streamer who's Christian that I don't really like her content. If I met her in real life, I'd be cordial and polite. Like, I wouldn't say, look, you fucking cunt, I really hate your cunt. Like, there's no reason for me to do that. There's no reason
you would do that, but it's so easy when you're hiding behind a keyboard.
Well, I don't even do it when I'm
but you won't. You're a nice guy. You're not, but it's
when I can want to be. But
generally, people feel more brazen when it's anonymous.
Language, Neko.
Even me, man, I'm freaking like as brutal and as like ruthless as I was when I was younger. My mom taught me to always respect women, no matter what, you know, the age, whatever. I always respect women, and if I don't like someone, okay, if it's a guy, if it's a dude, that's a little different. But I will always respect a woman. I'm not gonna go up to her unless she fucking comes at me and actually literally calls me something or tries to hit me, like the last bitch from the Stain concert. That would be like, no, like I will defend myself, and I will be like, look,
everybody has a right to defend themselves. Regardless.
Yeah, but when it comes to being that's the right thing to do, man. I don't care. The right thing to do is to be cordial. I mean, like I said, if it's a dude, if it's a guy who I say at G-Fest, whoever, who talks shit about me or whatever, and I go up to him and I'll say like, hey, what's up, bro? Daniel, Sci-Fi Century. Now I'm right here in your face. So
now,
let's
except for
talk.
the guy who's been stalking Anthony. Like, I would have some choice words. For
All right,
him if I saw
Anthony.
it.
Tell
Okay,
us about what's happening.
to set like the backstory, I encountered this guy in a couple groups over a year ago where, let's just say, the administration was laxed, and he kept making these like cringy posts that you can tell were a bad take at humor. My Asian girlfriend says this, my Asian girlfriend says that. So I commented on one, not in a critical way, but just kind of in a like joking. So all I read from this is, I only know what my girlfriend tells me what to think, LOL. And he replies with not replying to me, but making posts in the group bashing me. And for context, this guy, he's gotten some of these groups shut down because of some of the stuff he's posted. Like, he will even post racist content. Another group I'm in, I noticed he was in, and like, he was posting stuff, and a lot of people were roasting him. And like, I have nothing against edgy humor, but he was posting stuff that was just like really pushing the boundary. Like, he posted a picture of a black person's hand that had the same skin condition Michael Jackson has. Or should I say had? And he said, when you haven't committed a crime in 5 days.
Wow, dude.
So like,
Bold.
I did clap back on that one and tell him off. And he also plays up like he's this big conservative, like, I just proved you're a liberal that hates free speech. I'm like, little man, you know nothing about my politics. I'm just calling out stupidity. And he would just make, it seemed from that point, he just kept making more and more and more just obnoxious posts.
And that's what he's kind of looking for, because, you know, he goes into these groups and he kind of like rubs everybody the wrong way. Like, it's not just like Anthony.
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
trying to.
everybody's
He's
saying,
purposely trying to like irritate you.
he wants to be the star of the show, and the reality is, guys like that are very small people that, you know, in the end, like, if you just ignore them, they go away.
But the hardest part too, I'm gonna just say it, like, when you are putting yourself out there, as we are right now, you worry about people who are willing to dox you. You know, like, so if you are going to stand up to somebody, they'll be like, motherfucker, I know your address. I'm going to post it online so everybody can come and throw eggs at your front window or do worse. And we've seen that happen with people where they've had to move. And what was that one girl moved out of the country because she was dealing with so much doxing. I forgot her name.
I know who you're talking about, but she brings some of that nonsense.
Yeah, she's a pain in the ass too, but just because you're a pain in the ass does not mean you should be physically bullied in real life. Like,
no, but again, you when you do stuff like this as a content creator, you're gonna get good with bad. Like, it's just how it is. Like, I'm fortunate enough that I'm not like this huge personality where I've got like a gazillion people in chat or in my comments.
well, what's going to happen when you are this huge personality and then somebody doxes us, shows up at our house?
Fucking sci-fi to work. I'm gonna have to add Anthony as a moderator. Then I got Walter as a moderator, and then I get all these guys to clean the shit up for me.
Sci-fi.
That's how Anubis, the god of the dead, works.
Our bouncer. You have to come.
I'll take my freaking firearms with me too.
Yeah. What I'm saying, I got my own. That's what I'm saying. Like, anybody that wants to come meet me for anything, if they got like a grudge, if they want to go to that part of the distance, then you're just biting off the wrong thing.
So Anthony, what happened after all of that? Like, what else was he doing?
I'm getting to where it came to a head. Like, he would even make posts like, I have a rich girlfriend, I don't have to work. All you loser geeks enjoy work on Monday. And he like called me out in a post like that. I'm like, little man, I'm retired. Because like, I'm on disability. And one day, and this was after my burn, Well, I forget what I'm watching. I'm getting ready to go edit the next part to my Gundam Seed retrospective. And he makes a post, and it's my Asian girlfriend said women are just like jelly beans, and the only bad ones, I don't have to tell you what color, he said. So I screenshotted it.
I love those. What are you talking about? That's my favorite jelly bean.
I sent it to one of the administrators, and I'm like,
that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Look, this guy is saying disgusting, racist trash in this group, and he needs to be taken care of. And the guy offered, do you want to be a moderator? I'm thinking to myself, you mean I get to be the one to ban him?
Yes, I do. I want to be the moderator. Thank you.
He made me the moderator, and like I struck like lightning. Like my moderator badge wasn't even warm, and just deleted his profiles, and he had 4 of them in the group at that point. And then I'm thinking it's done. He's out of the picture. I go on my computer to edit my Gundam Seed remastered video. Revisited. And like, it's just basic editing, title card, music, some text I kept putting in as a joke about how much I hate this one character, in some images, not a long editing process, but he made like 15 accounts, and it took me twice as long, maybe more, to edit this one video because of him. And he's saying stuff like, Anthony's a loser geek. Anthony needs to put or Anthony, end yourself. The world will be a better place. And he just keeps it just full on disgusting. He even sent me a private message saying, I'm going to give you an ultimatum. You let my original account back in the group, or I'm going to get really nasty. And he's like, I'm going to start posting a lot of illegal stuff in the group. And I didn't reply, but my thought was, let me get this straight. If I don't let you back in the group, you're going to break the law. How does that hurt me?
True.
And like,
and that just shows how pathetic he is. He's like, I need my original name back because I need to be a hateful bastard.
Like, one of the profiles he made had my name on it. The other one was his last name and my last name together, which was kind of disturbing. I don't know which one bothered me more, him using my name or putting both our names together.
He's trying to dox you. He's trying to get people to look you up.
That's actually kind of funny. Neko used to like give me a bunch of shit, and I would just do this when I didn't want to hear. It's like, go
anytime I annoyed him, he would Thanos snap me. But yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to
very facts.
The guy.
I've not been
sorry, I was looking at the thing. Oh no, I was saying the guy is baiting you, number one, Anthony, and number two, it's also like he's trying to use your name and dox you so that other people can find who you are, so that people can be even bigger dicks to you. If that makes any sense.
We all don't realize that freaking. He doesn't probably realize that freaking Anthony owns a firearm also. So.
And like, what he doesn't know too is I have friends that have even told me, just if you say so, I will log on to Facebook, look up his profile, and by the time I'm done messaging him, he'll be in tears. And I'm like, no, that'll just make him the victim.
True. It makes it worse because you're feeding into it, and you're, it's hard.
He's even made posts about my mom.
That's bullshit.
And it really came to like the worst of it was like this week, and I shared him in the group chat, but he went through my profile and he said, so you got 2nd-degree burns. It's too bad they weren't worse.
Yeah, just the vocabulary.
Roasted him.
Even the dude, even just the freaking the words and phrases he's using, dude knows that this motherfucker's not all up here too either, bro. Or he's got like that.
Didn't even make me cry. you would little man would probably be on the ground in a ball bawling for your mother. So if this isn't going to make me cry, like, you ain't got the power. But what really bugs me about
I got the power,
like saying I should end myself, like, stuff you need to be careful with. Don't get me wrong, I'm a free speech absolutist, but what if you say to someone who's struggling with those thoughts, end yourself, the world will be a better place?
Right?
Yeah.
And like, if they do, you can even potentially be like legally accountable for saying that to them, and they do it as a result. And it's like, again, I know he's not the exception. The vast majority of people I've met in the fandom have been awesome. Love you guys to death. Love everyone in the chat to death. But yeah, you do have these individual jackwagons that just want to ruin everything. And for some reason, I got one that's developed this unhealthy obsession with me that, like, I don't see ending anytime soon. And it's like, yeah, I'm annoyed by it, but at times I like, a part of me can't help but laugh, because I'm like, I don't just live rent-free in this dude's head. I own his head. I'm like wondering, if he does have a girlfriend for real, is she jealous of me at this point? Like, it's just
He's taking up so much of his time.
And it's like, even bragging, you have just bragging like the girlfriend stuff, like, does anyone really care? Like, he's made comments like, Anthony Jordan's a pathetic loser that's going to die alone. And I won't reply, but my thought is, well, I'm not looking for a relationship, so you mean my evil plan is working? Like, not everyone needs that to be fulfilled in life. Like, go back to what Alyssa said at the end of her video about how she's going for her validation. I learned that a while ago, and it's like, I don't need some stranger I met on the internet to praise me. And if he's going to bash me, then, that's on him. If he's going to waste time creating probably 40, 50 accounts at this time, it reflects more on him than me. I'm not even joking that it has to be around 50 accounts, and like, he'll rejoin, and like, usually by the time I notice it, like, Anubis, he's checked out the group and he can confirm how much people hate this guy, because there's posts of just other people just talking about him. Like, one guy called him a PDF, and this dude went on the guy's profile and found a picture of this guy with what's clearly his head, and he'd be like, see, this is the real PDF. I hope that kid's okay. And I'm like, really, just give it a rest.
Now, are you worried about him, that he's going to be unhinged and potentially try to, like, come into your real life and harm you?
Well, he's said in the group.
So facts. Yeah.
He said in the
I've
group
been saying that the entire time.
But if you're bragging about your girlfriend, you should be spending more time with said girlfriend that just complained. True. But he has said in the group before, I ain't scared of none of y'all. I have a concealed carry license.
Don't we all?
Yeah, right? Like,
it's like
sci-fi is in the great state of Texas. It's open carry there.
North Carolina's open carry.
See?
And I wouldn't even need a freaking gun if I want to. Well, I'm not even gonna say it, because I'm not gonna go back to the old century I used to be, man. I'll just be like, yeah, you know what? Trust me, I don't need a gun to paint somebody's living room red.
And I sleep with mine under the pillow next to me. So, like, if someone were to try and break into my house, all I have to do is.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not, like, you're doing the right thing, dude. You can't be a little on edge because the fact that he could do that, but I doubt he will, because he's just every keyboard warrior, bro, will do that, man, because they want validation. They want to be. They want to be how do you say it? They want they want relevance, dude. They want to be relevant for something. That's what he gets. And And if getting anything from his girlfriend isn't enough, though, I don't know what would be, because that's
Or
just
his pretend girlfriend.
yeah, like come on, man, like dude, really, like come on, like if you, I'm not even gonna say it because it won't. It's just gonna it would just make shit. It would make more fire. It would just make more fucking fire if I did. But
He's not.
just,
I think he's giving you like fake threats, and he's trying to flex on you with his fake girlfriend. I think he's
definitely
like in his underwear somewhere in a basement, like being like, "Look at me, I'm so tough and I'm so cool. I have a really cool." Why is she an Asian girlfriend too? Like,
oh, he's racist. He's clearly
that's
racist.
the other thing. He keeps bringing up she's Asian, but he
why
says
can't she be like French or Spanish? Or
he says I have the Asian girl fetish.
Then but he's racist. But he's racist.
Yeah,
so
he's the one who did the Michael Jackson thing.
He's contradicting himself. I mean, like, really, dude. Like,
oh, he goes, I colonized her.
I mean, dude, if you could have just been, I'll just say this: if you really wanted to really gaslight him too, you could have said, well, you know what? If she's your Asian girlfriend, send me naked pictures of her.
And the other one, like, he claims
some porn shit.
He claims he had a kid by this girl, and if this is his son, he refers to his son as a half-breed.
Jesus.
I'm not even a parent.
He doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't have a girlfriend, dude.
I know, but it's just, let me put it this way. It's just the idea of someone calling, whether they have a son or not, a half-breed, that does anger me on this, like, very deep level.
Yeah, but
I mean, he says offensive things, but that's what he wants. He wants a reaction.
He wants your reaction. You're right. You are right. He calls this kid half-breed.
And I'm like, not even pretending, like, I'm not calling myself a victim. This is just dealing with a nuisance that won't go away. The only way he can hurt me is if I let him get to me up here. And it's like, all the things I've been through in life, an idiot behind a keyboard who's probably kicking his little feet on the floor every time he gets banned is not the least of my story. But the problem is, like, just because for everyone like us who don't let these people get to them, there are countless more that just do let that get to them. And like the way, again, I brought up, you should end yourself. The world will be a better place. How many people have actually been bullied into doing that? I'm not telling this story to like, oh, look at me, I'm the victim. I'm telling this like, if anyone's watching this and letting it going through something like this and letting it get to them, I'm just telling you right now, person to person, just either block them or just plain do not respond to them.
Yeah,
your silence will anger them more than any words you can say.
Yep.
But we've seen that now. Again, we have grown up in a different world where like bullies had to be in your face and for real. Nowadays, and I've seen several cases, and he knows I'm a true crime junkie. I am always watching documentaries, and then people do like flip side documentaries, but there have been many cases that have come to light about the texting and group chatting, bullying, online bullying, and it's a real thing now with people. Now, again, we are older, so it kind of, I do feel like, I hate saying, well, we're so old, give me my cane, but like, we have been through things differently than kids now have. We if you think about like what you were doing when you were 10, 11, 12, it did not involve a smartphone. It did not involve the internet. It did not have that kind of impact on you. But if you talk to someone nowadays, or even 10 years ago when they're 10, 11, 12, they were born with a phone in their hand, basically. I remember I had the first iPhone back in 2005. I had it. I had to have it. I had to have it. And it has turned into this thing where even children are, but that's how they live now. So I've seen cases like you're saying, Anthony, where people bully kids to death or bully other people to death. And it's not even kids because, you know, the iPhone's been around for 20 years now. So you see these young people who have never really, what's the saying now? Touch grass. Like they've never like been outside. They've never experienced like life. They've never really tried things. Everything that we had to do had to be real life. Like his girlfriend turns out to be I've always been a person who wants experiences, and that's kind of why I've taken some of the wild jobs that I've had. That's why I've done just random shit. And but when you're now, you know, somebody who is 30 years younger than me and they have the phone in their hand and they're like, oh, look, it's Thailand. Looks nice. And me, I'm like, I'm in Thailand. I don't think people get that kind of excitement when there's somewhere new or something different because it's all the same now. And that's why it makes it so easy when you are being behind the screen. You can be a dick. Yes, Jedi. Jedi is sexual chocolate.
But again, like I said, it does go.
Hope your friend's doing well.
It does go back to the parents to the degree, like, what? For one, I wouldn't let my 10-year-old be on the internet, much less have unfettered. If my 10-year-old like had to be on the internet for school, I'm having the passwords. I'm monitoring. Like, I'm not letting a kid have unlimited access to the internet without supervision. It's too dangerous. And furthermore, the parents even, again, I know I'm starting to sound like that stereotypical old man, but how about make your kids put the phones down and go outside and experience life? My childhood would have been a lot emptier if I grew up with one of these.
I think so too. I do. And, you know, we were joking about how much I loved Barbie, but how much imagination do you need, like, to take a doll and have fun? Like, my girlfriend and I, we would play for hours and hours and hours. It's just like, we have Barbie and Barbie's hanging out and Barbie's going to the beach and Barbie. I remember one time it was snowing and we took Barbie outside because she wanted to go skiing. Like, I think you're right, Anthony, where it's like you feel like if you had that when you were a kid, you wouldn't have been creative as you are now.
Yeah, and like you mentioned too, like how bullying has changed. It's very weird that like we can kind of look back and not so much respect our bullies, but just be like, you know, at least they did it to our faces.
Right?
It's like Mike Tyson said that all social media has done is made people too bold because they can say safely behind a keyboard what would get their teeth knocked out in real life.
I wouldn't have the balls to say that to some people. Like, I would not be the person to like type behind the keyboard and be like just something nasty, because I would never say it to their face. But I think that's showing how we grew up, because that's how it was. If you wanted to say something to somebody, you had to say it to their face. I even remember you know, social media didn't even really take off until I was well into my 20s. And I remember MySpace, my friends were like, oh, you have to upload some pictures. And I was still like kind of leery about putting pictures of myself on the internet. Like, but I mean, obviously now we all do it and everybody puts pictures up and stuff, but kids have never had that reluctance. I think that, you know, kids don't realize if you put something out there and then it's there forever, maybe 15, 20 years down the road when they're working or doing whatever and something bubbles up. And how many times have we seen that, Scott? Like, where old tweets surface from people and they're like, look at this racist tweet from this guy from 15 years ago, and you're just like, oh my god, how terrible.
And a lot of times that stuff's taken out of context, so then it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, well, let's start wrapping this up. I want to get some final thoughts. So let's go with Neko. Your final thoughts on this, and any kind of resolution or advice you would give to people that are facing fandom issues like this.
So I am not popular in real life, or am I popular on YouTube?
You're popular here. You're more popular than I am.
I'm not popular in the sense that she was, right? Like, so this kind of falls back on what I was saying. She's very young and she grew up in an era where everyone is connected by their phones. Everybody has access to the internet, and, you know, it's very different. And for me, it's really easy being on the outside, just saying like, girl, you're amazing. You're smart. You're doing a great job. Just ignore those haters. But I'm not her. I am not receiving.
I don't think Sci-Fi's ass can handle it.
That's right. Yeah, he does need to stand up and stretch. She does. But you know, it's easy for me to say, as someone who's older and who has some life experience behind them, to say like, just, you know, block out the negativity, enhance the positivity. But it's not always that easy when, you know, shit is in your face. I feel bad for her because she's intelligent. She has been writing articles and writing books and just, you know, really living her life. But because she got into her channel for so long, and it's been about 5 years, these negative people have been able to worm their way into her brain to just, and it upsets me. As a woman, it upsets me because I know how easy it is. It is so easy to just start doubting yourself, because I deal with it even as I'm an awesome person. He hears it though when I get, he hears it when I get down on myself, and I am a person who has achieved a lot of things and I still get down on myself. So hearing a young woman who is at the beginning of her life and her career and starting to achieve, and then she's letting these
and she
people...
does seem like she's in a happier place now though, so that's good.
I just don't like seeing that.
It just sucks, is like, you know, she does seem like a passionate Godzilla fan that, you know, is what I would consider a benefit to the fandom.
Yeah, she is a benefit to the fandom. Like, I don't like seeing
despite the fact that she's wrong about the MonsterVerse, but that's okay.
That's a different side topic, but I don't like seeing that. I wish I could be like her big sister or something.
All right, well, what would be your advice for her if she came back into the fandom?
My advice is just look at your achievements and focus on that. Look at how many articles you've written. Look at how many times you've been published. Look at how special you are as a writer, regardless on what other people say. And it's easier said than done. I know that, but really focus on your achievements, because she has a successful YouTube page, and that is something hard to do. She has written articles and had them published, and that is something hard to do. She has written books and had them published. Again, something very difficult. Focus on your achievements and not the negativity.
Mr. Jordan, your final thoughts?
Well, just to more or less second what Neko said, and yeah, like, just the negativity's gonna win if you feed into it. Just don't feed into it. I know it's hard. Believe me, it took me a lot of years to learn it, but you do develop a thicker skin over time. And just what you said about not needing that validation anymore, that's an important first step, because no one is going to find happiness in life if they seek their validation through others. It's like I would tell my X, and that's a whole other story several times. Until you learn to like yourself, you're never going to be happy with anyone else, and that's just what you have to do. Put the negativity aside for you, and if anything, just use it as the motivation to move forward, because as you succeed and move forward, it's just going to make those people angrier.
That's right. Your success is going to piss off the haters. Good point.
Yeah. Mr. Sentry, your final thoughts.
Well, first I want to give big shout out for joining the chat. D Film Fanatic, my brother, we're doing a crow, baby. We're doing a crow. Remember that. I'm gonna get everybody on here too. So I'm saying that, but yeah,
love the crow.
Yeah, I mean, Neko had some great pointers and advice. Of course, Anthony Jordan as well, and me. I'm just gonna put it this way, man. Most of us come from an old school background, so we didn't grow up in the age of the digital age. So I would just say, some of us had all of us had a different walk of life. But I just say, just don't give in to the negativity, man. Don't let it beat you. Don't let it break you. Just, if you're gonna speak your mind, speak it. Don't say you're gonna do it and then all of a sudden you bail and then you're gonna regret it. And you're like, be asking yourself, oh man, why did I leave when I could have why didn't I think twice about it? It's all the work you put into, it's like you don't want it to go down the drain. And that's just the way I see it. I just, I'm sure she's going to have, a lot of great things coming for her, man. That's one thing we're all sure of. But I just, that's just my take on it. Be positive, believe in yourself, believe in what you say, have that indomitable and that killer instinct to better yourself and to have that ruthless ambition. With ruthless ambition, you will not give a fuck what anybody fucking thinks, man. You do what you feel is best. Keep the closest people that you have that you can trust close to you. Don't look down on people. Trust and believe in people that you care about. Be kind. Even me, that's a person who I've had to learn. Be kind, be honorable, be a good human being. That's all you need. Like, just, if we, the digital age, it may have brought a great things, but it's pretty fucked up age also, man. And don't
too, like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, like, to interrupt, I'm sorry, but the digital age, like you said, has brought on some great things, but like with the pandemic, a lot of people got a little too comfortable just being like, bubbled.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen that with lots of people where but I actually remember a friend of mine, actually the same person who did her dress, who did the whole Dragon Con thing. She was so scared of the pandemic, like terrified. She would not leave. And I'm wondering what all of you think too. Like, do you think the last 4 years with the pandemic that some people also, not maybe...
Are you trying to drag this on?
Yes, I am.
No,
not maybe out of fear, but like, I'm just wondering that they got a little bit more comfortable being almost like ghosts. Like, they're in their house and that's it. That's all that it exists.
It's the pandemic, in more ways than the obvious, really changed society for the worse.
Well, it did, but like at the same time, this is the same thing that applied to people that are working from home. They liked it when it worked, and so that's why a lot of people don't even feel like they want to go back to the regular job they had. They want to just do it from home. But some of the stuff that Alyssa was facing was before the pandemic, so this kind of stuff has been going on for a while. But I think that Dee really kind of just fucking nailed it. And it's not so much that she needs to be a part of the sci-fi crew, which, we would take her in with open arms. But the reality is he's right. Like, she needs to find a core group of people that she can have support from. And Neko, Anthony side, they all said the same things. Concentrate on the good things you're doing. Speak your mind, be who you are, which is the great thing about the internet. You can be totally who you want to be. It's your channel. Don't ever let anybody force you to be something you're not going to be. And utilize the tools at your hand. Like, so you're not going to be able to weed out every hater 100%. It's just never going to happen. But you know, I just added a bunch of mods from the group here, and so like now I'm covered.
I'm a moderator.
So whenever I do get the hate, like it's all covered. I ain't got no
I'm
problems.
letting all the haters be mean to you.
But you know, if you're in a group on Facebook and it's getting nasty, not even just at you, but if you don't like the vibe, just leave. You're not being held back by anything. So
I mean, you do have to realize it's not just like Godzilla or just
this happens everywhere. And like I said, this is why I think when they say that, you know, why the Godzilla fan base sucks, I'm like, no, go look at some of these other ones. And even though there's some problems within the fan base, like there are worse. There's a lot worse.
I get Barbie shamed because I do.
We mentioned it earlier. The Dragon Ball fan base is one of the worst.
Yeah.
The lore.
See, like, I just say this. Watch. I want to say this before everything. You know, before we finish, before we wrap it all up. I don't really consider myself part of the Godzilla fandom. You know, I have. I started as a Godzilla fan, and I didn't know there was a big community and everything. Yeah, I got made friends. A lot of, you know, well, very few, but I made very few friends in the community. But I realized just how fake and how unhonest and dishonest people can really be in the community. So to me, once I started the Sci-Fi Society 4 years ago, I just gathered the people and of course people from the Movie Dojo Army, a lot of people real from the Movie Dojo Army. So I just said, you know what? I mean, I don't really consider myself part of the Godzilla community.
That's why my channel is the way it is. Like I have too many interests, so that's probably why I don't get so wrapped up in the different groups and some of the drama that's there. Because I got other things I'm paying attention to. I ain't got time to be sitting there in one thing. And you know, Century said all the time he likes the fact that I have multiple things going on this channel, and that's the reason why, man. I have so many different interests. So
we are going to focus. This is what we're putting out into the universe right now. All of us, positivity, good things are going to come to us because we are good people, and that is so hippie of me. But like
hippie.
Hey, amen to that. Amen to that. Yes, amen to that. No, like I said, I just wanted to get that out of the way, man, because it's just I decided to try to make our own separate entity of just we separate ourselves from other kind of genres, and we talk about different genres, but we all have our own opinions, and we respect each other. That's the whole part of it. That's why I like a small group and a small circle. I don't like big circle.
Yeah. Well, many thanks to those in the chat: Jedi Grand Val, D Film Fanatic, Severio Vinci, my boy Severio, always hanging out. It's really nice of you.
Big Walter Raw, Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah.
Sexual Chocolate.
The rest of you guys in the chat, if you have any comments you want to leave on the channel here, please do. I'll get your thoughts, your opinions. Hit the like button, subscribe. Coming up, I don't know. Do you have anything coming up, Century?
Yes, I was gonna ask you. As a matter of fact, what are you guys doing on the 19th of next week?
I think isn't that
That's Friday. I am working, so you might be able
to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. I didn't get a chance to talk with everybody yet, but I had to get Film Fanatic on it. He's the only one I talked to, but I want to do the Crow on the 19th.
I don't know. I mean, what time though? Because me and Anubis Kevin's doing his Wishmaster that day too.
That's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, though. So if you do it, it might be later in the evening, right?
Yeah, I can do it if you want to make it later. I can do it about 7.
Okay,
that's perfect.
That's fine. Yeah.
Brother, I finally watched the 4th movie.
You finally what? I've only watched the first one.
Didn't Kevin say that too? He watched the last one finally.
The first one is decent. The second one It has
the second one too, haven't I, baby?
You watched them with me the one day. I was
the
watching it.
third one.
It got progressively worse as it went on.
Well, the third one had the worst gin, but that's a whole other topic.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll do a Crow review for the 19th.
Ooh, the Sci-Fi Society Crow.
Yep.
Doing more Crow stuff. Walter just got a chance to watch that movie, which is cool.
Yep.
That movie really shaped my high school existence, I think, because it came out when I was a freshman in high school, and everybody was all about The Crow. It was like a big deal, and it also solidified my love for martial arts. And again, because Insomniac me was watching Kung Fu and Godzilla in the middle of the night, and I'm realizing who Bruce and Brandon Lee were. So it kind of made my, again, we didn't have the ability to just look it up on the internet to kind of tie these things together. So when it all kind of tied together, I was like, it really was a big deal for me. And it's such a great soundtrack too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anthony, anything coming up on your channel outside of what we're doing with headquarters?
I gotta upload my final part of my Gundam Seed retrospective, and I'm probably gonna try and get one or two more of my Godzilla retrospective in, but October's just around the corner, so it's full stop preparing for Montober from this point out pretty much. I mean, not October, August, because I like to start my review, watching and recording the reviews for the movies in August and just stockpile everything till October.
Nice.
Do a Silver Bullet review panel.
I love Silver
can do
Bullet.
that. Can do that.
Yeah.
Do you want in on that, D? I know you're generally a vampire guy, but
has anyone read the book?
There's a book.
Yeah, it's.
I actually have.
Werewolf.
Yeah, I have that graphic novel. Actually, I have that.
Yes, you do. It's upstairs. I'm gonna have to read
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of written in almost like the format of a child's picture book, but it's not a very child-friendly story. But the art in it is absolutely gorgeous.
You know, a film I'd love to do a review with some people with is Equilibrium with Christian Bale.
Oh
Christian
yeah.
Bale is his boyfriend. Just if you're ever wondering why he loves so many movies.
Brotherhood of the Wolf this weekend.
How about Godzilla's
Oh, wait,
Revenge?
what are you talking about, Brotherhood of the Wolf? That's his bestest. He loves that movie.
Yeah, we'll be doing a review on that at some point. So yeah, next week, probably Century. We'll do The Crow. Earlier, we'll be doing Wishmaster with Kevin and Entertainment Headquarters, and then Saturday we'll be joining Kevin again for a Demolition Man review.
Yeah. That's why I want to get. I haven't done this many. I have not done this many live streams in a long time. So I want to knock them all out, especially those. And we still got to do Fist of Fury, man. We still got to do Fist of Fury.
Fist of Fury.
Yep.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. See, that's right. That's my boy right there. Yeah, I actually need to do fucking a nice full review of The Howling because I don't think I've ever done one.
That's your
Yeah,
favorite.
we got to do American Werewolf, dude. We got to do American Werewolf.
Hell, I'd do them both together. They're so good.
What about the OG Wolfman?
Oh.
Universal.
We should do that on your channel, Anthony.
Yeah, we should do a whole werewolf.
Maybe do that one and the Del Toro one because I really like the aesthetic of that.
Oh, that one! That one is beautiful, man. That one.
If you set your TV to black and white, black and white just makes that movie so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Some people say that about -1 as well.
That's coming to Netflix soon. The black and white version.
Yeah, so I remember some of the guys that I work with. They're Godzilla fans, and we love talking about.
Wolfen's so cool. I like that one too.
We were talking about Godzilla and
or Bad Moon.
I love Bad Moon.
Dog Soldiers. I don't even have a review on my own channel. I know we Sci-Fi and I did it, but
So,
Yeah.
And speaking of, my bootleg just cleared customs for -1.
Oh,
What?
bootleg? You illegal bitch!
Look at
What are you
him.
doing?
So
When I
was
get
just-
it, I'm actually gonna first thing is turn the color off and watch it in black and white.
Yeah, I didn't go out in the theaters to see when they did it then, but
that's what I was saying. The guys that I was working with, they didn't see it when it was in color, but they went to see it in black and white, and they thought it was scarier.
it could be, yeah.
Like they thought, because I was saying the same thing about the 54 Godzilla. I was like, it's so dark. I don't even know what Godzilla's doing.
Yeah, I saw like a advertisement. Netflix was announcing that it's coming. I don't remember the fucking date, but definitely because they already got the regular version out on Netflix, but they did say they were bringing the black and white version to Netflix soon. Maybe that's sort of like a warm up to the Blu-ray coming out. I wish they just fucking released it already. But
when you're dealing with CG, black and white is actually for some reason more forgiving of wonkier CG.
yeah, because it's funny because that scene towards the end when Godzilla is coming up after they drag him back up and he's like really pissed off and he's like doing that flex, that's got to be so creepy in black and white, dude. That has got to be so menacing.
So you haven't seen it in black and white?
Nope, not yet.
So I think that's something else we could all like get on board with is talk about Godzilla in black or -1 in black and white.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it. And again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channels from these two gentlemen down here.
100 likes and I go topless.
Yep. Fork it up. Let's go. Fork it up. Yeah, so we'll see you next time here on the Military Podcast. For the rest of you guys, hang around. We'll be talking afterwards, and we'll see the rest of you later. Have a good night.